for Ghana, aspirants of the land, for weather and seek your future. People love men and welcome from being to be, and essentially, they will cry. I was trying to be. Aspirants of the land, for weather and seek your future. People love men and welcome from beach to beach, and essentially democrat. Ghana, our strength unity from beach to beach, and essentially democrat. Ghana, our strength unity. Victory is our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Arise for Ghana, aspirants of the land, forward and secure future. People love me, our God, from being to be free, and essentially stable democrat. Our strength unity from being to be, and essentially stable democrat. Ghana, our strength unity from being to be, and essentially stable democrat. Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, aspirants of the land, for weather and seek your future. People love men and welcome from beach to beach. So, good evening to all our listeners in KNUST, especially members of Tein. Our electoral process have begun for about a month now, and today is the day when we hear from our aspirants from Women's Commissioner to the President, what they want to do for members of this August association, the Tein KNUST. So our aspirants are coming to the studio to tell us what they are going to do in their various portfolios, and then we will ask them questions and grill them and ask them pertinent questions that are important to their portfolios so that they'll be able to clarify for the benefits of members of Tein. Members who are listening from their halls and hostels of residence will also be allowed to chip in with questions, ask the aspirants questions, and get understanding for the various policies that they seek to implement. And then the presidents are going to have a presidential debate. The two presidents, Theophilus Bechi and Ebenezer are going to have a presidential debate here in the studios of Focus 94.3 FM.
I was 20 unity from B to B. The NDC shall be stable Democrat. I was 20 unity from B.
Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Okay. Vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
If I come power, everything go be alright. And you see what they talk, you know be say lie. This one I know fit keep confidential. Several times you suffer, no rescuer. KK price to calm down, no more suffer. Vision 88 stroke 4, better plan. Come shake different sense inside one man. No more promise and fail, no delay. I fit session you yourself, you go back. Santo Professor, no more killer disease. Mosquitoes for the yard, all go freeze. Kofi Annan self see me yesterday for advice. Because he say my vibe nice. They make I give him advice today. School fees, I say free school fees. The whole world them busy free visa. I let your pimps in the dig it. I be the greatest from one hustler, ain't no contest. Oh you both take out, you understand. Forex bureau, 2 cities for $10. Black market, give and take, bazaar. See this go past dollar rate, no be fool. See how you do hunger to get no be good. Fuel price I go hit time one time. Hospital bills go day back line. Now proper freedom and justice be done. Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
All the time tea go flow for your water pipe and Uber in the night after 11:30. Door-to-door delivery of cocoa on holiday and Kakamoto Bigo day every day. Masquerade, you go feed chop for free with raw alele. If you dayline for tro free, kill it really. Fresh baked bread in your mailbox, fill it. Phone mobile free with every jeans you buy. Pill it or Armani go so police them a shadow. Whether silk or leather, them all go dress better. And villages, them all go get airport. Therefore vote for me cause I go buy you Concord or 747. Stepping to my country, foreigners, free transport. So come see investors, they can't run. We get security at this breed. Go curse you if you thief. If you get your ideas, I go fee make you chief. Believe say the fountain for Kwame Nkrumah circle. Go flow champagne every day, no be yobo. The real thing, diamonds for the seashore. Sash the sign, if you don't find, don't bore. Cause I put you for office. That one I promise you sign for my name. Ha, you did my list. Yeah, what?
At long last, the battle has ended. J, free forever.
Vote for J, I want job president. If I don't top, I go root no stop. TP or OPP.
So we have Irene Lois na Ayete Soa. Did I get the name correct? What's the name?
Anyele.
Anyele.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Irene Lois na Anyele Soa in the studio. She is an aspirant for the office of the Women's Commissioner for Tein KNUST. Irene, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, and you?
I'm very fine. I'm very fine. So Irene, you have 4 minutes to tell us what you are going to do for the women or for our ladies in Tein KNUST, and then afterwards I will, as you present your case, I will look through if there are any questions we are going to ask you, and then we are also going to give opportunities to those listening and members of Tein to ask you questions. So the call lines, I'll give the call lines before Irene will start talking. The call lines are 0550 931 257, 0550 931 257, or 0575 943 943. That's for WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp us on 0575 943 943. So Irene, you're on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there. I'm Irene Loisna Anyelesoa, a third-year BSc Fashion Design student, and I'm contesting for the office of the Women's Commissioner. It is my vision to see a more active women's wing, which will be instrumental in making the student populace embrace the ideologies of the NDC, that is probity, accountability, freedom, and social justice. And I promise the Obia Hiamwa Fund, Mentor Me, Nurture a Skill, Ladies' Day Out, Healthy Woman, Counselors Sessions, and Gender Equality. So I'll start with the Obia Hiamwa Fund. The Obia Hiamwa Fund is aimed at helping the needy. In making this a reality, MPs, alumni, and philanthropists shall be contributors of the seed money. Definition of who a needy student is and the modalities for actual implementations shall be done with the help of the patron. The second policy is Mentor Me. With the Mentor Me, as part of the capacity building agenda, I shall, with the support of the President, foster a window of opportunities in getting household name politicians to engage with women from our stock. Webinars and on-campus meetings and visits shall actualize this promise to you. So we'll be getting women like Dr. Hannah Louisa BC on board to come and mentor our ladies. The third policy is what I call the Healthy Woman. As a monthly ritual, I shall facilitate an online meeting which shall seek to discuss important health issues of today's young woman. Topics like breast cancer, yeast infection, fibroid, and many more. These topics shall be discussed and led by health experts, and after the sessions, they will give out their contacts. If you want to discuss your health issues with them, or you are shy to voice out your issues during the discussion, you can contact them privately and have your interactions with them. The fourth one is what I call Nurture a Skill. It is my desire to ensure every lady in Tein KNUST nurtures a skill. Programs aimed at this shall be drafted after a data is collected and implemented subsequently. So with this, I don't want to impose the kind of skills my ladies are going to learn. We are going to sit down and discuss, and they are going to suggest what they want to learn. I can't say, oh, I want them to learn wig making. They are going to decide, we want to learn soap making, we want to learn bead making. Then after that, we are going to implement whatever they want to learn. The fifth one is what I call Ladies' Day Out. A more visible women's wing is one I promise. Outreaches by the women of Tein KNUST, led by my good self, shall be embarked on vigorously. With the outreach, the Friday before the Saturday, which will embark on the outreach, Tein KNUST is going to go green or red. Our ladies are going to wear the t-shirts, the NC t-shirts, to their various lecture halls, wherever they'll be going, and take pictures of themselves to create awareness of the outreach. So they are going to post these pictures on social media platforms so that people in KNUST and Ashanti region and anywhere can become aware of the outreach. Then on Saturday, we'll go to the halls and various hostels to preach the good news of the NDC. The sixth policy is what I call the counseling session. So as a peer counselor,
You have a minute more.
I shall facilitate counseling sessions with the KNUST Counseling Center and to all Tein members. This seeks to ensure our political lives becomes distinct from our academic life. And with the gender equity, as your welcome, I shall ensure that I shall ensure through persuasive lobbying that there will be considerable female appointees in the execom. This will seek to amplify the female voice in decision making. Thank you.
Irene, So, Irene has outlined what he's going to do for the several ladies that we have in Tein. She mentioned 6 policies. She says she's going to create a fund that is going to support the needy, healthy women, nurture a skill, ladies' day out, and a counseling session, and then gender equity. So if you have any messages for Irene, or if you want to call and then ask Irene a question, now is the time to call. Our call lines remain 0550-931-257, or you can WhatsApp us on 0575-943-943. Irene, you talked about gender equity.
Yes, please.
The office of the Women's Commissioner is for women.
Yes.
And therefore your committee is going to be fully made of women.
Yes.
Or are there any slots on your committee for men?
Just for women.
It's only for women.
Yes. Please.
So it means that the office of the Women's Commissioner is only going to take care of 10 ladies.
I won't say that, but I'm there for the women. I'm the voice of the women in the association. So I represent the ladies, but I'm the Women's Commissioner for the whole association and the voice of the women in the association. So I represent them during executive meetings or at any other forum. Thank you.
Irene, how do you seek to integrate our ladies into their constituencies, and then on the national level, how do you seek to, there are some of us or some of the members of Tein, the ladies, who are not only doing this or being a member of the group and then go home and stay at home. Some of them seek to hold leadership positions in the future. Some of them want to integrate with their communities. Some of them are going to become MPs and go. What is your plan for such ladies?
That's why I'm bringing the Mentor Me policy. With the Mentor Me, we are bringing household name politicians on board. These people will come and mentor us and tell us how they made it. So they are going to train us, mentor us, so that when we go back to our constituencies, we are going to imitate whatever they've taught us.
Okay, thank you, Irene. That will be all for Irene. And we'll move on with another aspirant. That will be the Deputy General Secretary. So, we'll, in the space of 30 seconds, we'll let Irene talk to the Tein ladies and get their support for the upcoming election. Irene.
To ensure the active participation of women in politics and to see a more active women's wing in Tein KNUST, we need to breed consensus women. Join me, let's elevate Tein KNUST to another level. I am Irene Loisna Anyelesoa. Vote for me. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for coming, Irene.
You're welcome.
Hey, make a chop president. Vote for me, make a chop president. Vote for me, I want chop president. Okay, vote for me, make a chop president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
Vote for me, make a chop president. Vote for me, I want chop president. I say, vote for me, make a chop president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
If I come power, everything go be alright. And you see what they talk, no be say lie. This one I know fit keep confidential. Several times see this suffer, no rescuer. KK price go come down, no more suffer. Vision 88 stroke 4, better plan. Come shake different sense inside one man. No more promise and fail, no delay. I fit session you yourself, you go back. Santo Professor, no more killer disease. Mosquitoes for the yard, all go free. Kofiana self see me yesterday for advice. Because he say my advice be nice. They make I give him advice. I pay school fees, I say free school fees. The whole of them busy free visa.
So the next aspirant is the Deputy General Secretary, Peter Awingura. Is that correct? Yes. Peter Awingura. So Peter is a Deputy General Secretary aspirant, and in 4 minutes we are going to give him the opportunity to tell us what he has in stock for Tein KNUST and what he's going to be doing as the Deputy General Secretary in the next academic year. So Peter, you can start for us.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Before I will start, I I would like to say a very good thank you for having me in this studio tonight. I'll first of all say a very welcome, a very thank you to Tein University, all members of Tein University. I'm in the person of Peter Wingura, a third year BSc Agribusiness Management student and a MasterCard Foundation scholar. I'm here this evening to present to members of Tein University my policies that when I'm given the nod to become the next Deputy General Secretary, what I will bring on board. Good evening, fellow comrades. I'm highly enthused to come to your homes this evening to present to you some of the policies I have for Tein University when I'm giving the nod to become the next Deputy General Secretary for the 2021-2022 academic year. Being a Deputy General Secretary has to do with working hand in hand with all Executive Council as well as the main General Secretary. When I'm giving the nod, I will make sure I will assist the General Secretary in providing timely and accurate records, that is to say minutes, during every general meeting. And secondly, when I'm giving the nod to become the next Deputy General Secretary, I will create a bigger platform for easy sharing of information. I've come to realize that Tein University have had a lot of WhatsApp platforms due to the increasing number of our populations, which makes sharing of information very difficult. You can imagine Tein has about 6 different WhatsApp platforms, and you can't be on all the 6 platforms. So usually important info will be text on a different platform, but because you're not on it, you miss certain info. So when I come as a Deputy General Secretary, I will work hand in hand with the Executive Council, especially the main General Secretary, to make sure that we create a bigger platform that will ensure all of us to be on the same platform, which will make dissemination of information very easy and convenient. And this platform will be the Telegram. As you all know, Telegram has no limitation to our number as compared to WhatsApp, which is limited to about 255, 260 members. So when I giving the nod, I will make sure we create a bigger platform like Telegram, which will make information sharing a very easy.
You have 1 minute.
Thank you. And thirdly, when I'm giving the nod, I'll work hand in hand with the Executive Council, especially the Publicity Committee, which will be headed by the PRO, to make sure that we organized a program titled Tein on Air. This will have to do with coming to nearby FM stations like we are here this evening to make Tein known to the general public. I've come to realize that publicity of Tein University is very poor. Myself, as a third year student, I got to know of Tein University just not quite long. That was last semester. It is indeed very bad. So I propose to the Executive Council to make sure that at least we have a monthly or weekly Tein on Air program on Focus FM here or FM radio stations around KNUST to make sure Tein University is made known to all students on campus.
Thank you, Peter.
Let me just wrap up, please.
Okay.
Thank you. So to end it, I would like once again say, I'm not speaking now there. To end it, I will once again say a very thank you to all listeners outside there for spending time to listen to me. I'm indeed very, very grateful. And I recommend all of you to vote and vote massively for Peter Wingura as your next Deputy General Secretary for the 2021-2022 academic year. Vote Peter Wingura, vote competency, and together we'll write right. Ayazu, Ayaza,
Peter,
Ayazuza.
Peter, you said you've been with Tein for a year.
Yes, please.
So you are very sure that you have resonated or you familiarized yourself with the problems of Tein KNUST.
Of course, please.
You are.
Yes, please.
The Deputy General Secretary or the General Secretary position has been about keeping records.
Yes, please.
And how do you seek to change the face of the office of the general secretary or the deputy general secretary?
Yes, like I said earlier on in my manifesto, I was like, usually the information will be recorded, right? But timely dissemination is usually a problem, because spending time to send messages across about 6 WhatsApp platforms usually makes it difficult. And because we are all there, like when you send a message like that, people don't usually have attention for those messages. So I suggest that when we are on the same platform, in a twinkle of an eye, when you just post it once, at least all of us can have access to it. So that's what I think we can
Peter,
do.
you have 1 minute to summarize your policies for Tein University and then tell the electorates why they should vote for you.
Okay.
1 minute.
All right. So first one has to do with the Tein on air. That is making Tein known to students of KNUST. And the second one has to do with proper records, proper and timely dissemination of the records that will be taken during meetings. And the third one has to do with creation of a bigger platform which will absorb all of us on that same platform, so that important information will not be lost. So with this and many more, I deem it fit, and I am highly qualified to be the next Deputy General Secretary for Tein University.
Thank you for coming, Peter.
Thank you, boss.
Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Okay, vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
Vote for me, make a job president. Vote for me, I want job president. Vote for me, make a job president. I will make you vice president.
Vice President.
If I come power, everything go be alright. And you see what they talk, no be say lie. This one I know fit keep confidential. Several times see this suffer, no rescuer. Can't get price to calm down, no more suffer.
The next aspirant is Bawa Emmanuel. He is an aspirant for the office of the General Secretary. Bawa, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
So, in the next 4 minutes, Bawa is going to tell us his policies for the office of the General Secretary, how he's going to change the face of the General Secretary portfolio. Bawa. After which people are going to be allowed to ask you questions. Myself, I'm going to ask. People might call in to ask you questions. So,
Okay,
Bawa,
okay.
you are on.
Thank you very much, listeners. I'm Emmanuel Bauer, a third-year BSc Construction Technology student, and I've been a non-member of Tein from the first year up to date. And I've realized that as custom demands, there should be leadership for Tein University for the association to continue to grow. That's why I've taken upon myself, as a former executive, to resign from my post to contest for the General Secretary position to help us association continue to grow. And why should I contest for the General Secretary position? I've realized that over the years in Tein, there are so many things that we've lacked, which I felt could be done by the General Secretary to help this association to grow. And some of these are, firstly, mentorship program for our first year students. I've realized that most of our members get lost in first year because when they come in, they don't have a ready system made available to accommodate them, to incorporate them into the Tein proper. So most of them, when they come around, they don't even know that there's an association called Tein. So I've taken upon myself as a General Secretary to ensure that when given the nod, anytime freshers come to campus, it is my duty and my team to go around, collect the data of all freshers on campus who are already Tein members or NDC members and those who are willing to join, so that we take these members, get their data, and share them among committed Tein members, continuing students who are ready to mentor these guys. So that let's say 10 students per each mentor. So at the end of the day, these are the people that keep checking on them, and these are the people they can rely on to ask any question they want to know about the NDC and Tein KNUST in general. And at the end of the day, I believe that it will help them to grow, to love the NDC, and also to get committed in the activities of Tein, which will help us to widen our net on campus here. Secondly, is the initiation of the Tein Fund Day program. I've realized that we have been on a routine program almost all the time. We come for general meetings, if not general meetings, handing over. If not handing over, then a big man from Accra is coming around. And because of that, most of our people don't come for meetings because they feel like it's so monotonous to them. and just a normal routine. They'll come and talk and go away. So I've realized that as Tein, as a Tein this institution, we have to make sure that we organize social programs like keep fit programs, health walks, blood donations, games, and all that. Just a day, let's say a Saturday for that. And I'm very convinced that not only 10 members that will come around. Many students will be available in such games, and through that we get to know ourselves. It will promote the spirit of belongingness, togetherness, and also encourage others to willingly partake in the activities of Tein and openly identify themselves as NDC members on campus. Secondly is a national Tein constitution. As long as Tein, we don't have a national Tein constitution, not even local constitution. So most of us, sometimes we get carried away, or we go away with our shortfalls because there's no document guiding our behavior. So I think we have to continue with an advocacy to get a national constitution, which will be used by all institutions across the nation, just a common document for all 10 institutions across the nation to be used. So at the end of the day, each and every person all over in any institution in Ghana will be bounded, our actions and our behaviors will be bounded by such single document, so that we can all be in line and work assiduously for the growth of Tein and the NDC as a whole. And narrowing the communication gap. I know communication is the easiest way, as I said yesterday. The best way to break up the most romantic relationship is cut off communication. When you cut off communication, no matter how romantic the relationship is, to break down. So I will take it upon myself as a general secretary to make sure that there is timely, accurate, and swift delivery of information relevant to my colleague comrades on campus, on our various social media platforms and other avenues. And I also make sure that ever since I joined Tein 3 years ago, I've never seen the minutes of
Tein you have 1 minute
being posted on any social media platform. And I believe that our minutes should always be posted on our various social media platforms so that it will be accessible to students so that they can easily follow it. One will ask, that what about internship and scholarships? Yes, even Tein as an institution, it is very difficult for us to secure internship and scholarship for our colleagues. How much more a general secretary? Even worse of it, we are in opposition. So it will be very difficult for a general secretary or me to say that I can secure scholarship and internship for my colleagues as a general secretary. It's practically impossible. In an office space, I believe even the president of Tein doesn't have an office, because we know I've served as a former executive, and I know how difficult it is even securing 500 cities external funding for our programs. So securing an office is practically, yes, we can do it, but it will be very difficult, and I think it will take a hell of funding to do that, because it's not easy to get an office. But if you get an office, it will be good for the association. But for now, it is practically impossible for now, per our financial position as an institution.
Thank you, Bawa. Thank you. Bawa, you've been saying that a number of things are going to be impossible for the office because the party is in opposition, and some other problems that you are mentioning.
Sure.
But as the general secretary or the administration that is going to come in, one of the key qualities of a leader is for you to be innovative.
Sure.
So don't you think that just saying that because the party is in opposition, you cannot get even, how do you call it, opportunities for members to do their internships and NSS? You cannot say that because the party is in opposition, you cannot do those things.
Sure.
You have to be able to create something innovative.
Sure.
So are you saying that you cannot do them?
Okay, thank you for that. I didn't say it is not going to happen or it cannot happen. I said for us as students, sometimes we have to come to the reality. We just have to be realistic with what we can do at our level. And I said as a general secretary, on my own or in the capacity of the general secretary, it will be impossible for me to secure scholarships.
Saying that it's impossible for you, don't you think that that's okay, bad for you, an aspirant?
To put it in a very lighter way, it will be complicated in a way, but it's possible. Because
okay,
it's not impossible.
Bawa, in the space of 30 minutes, conclude and tell the electorates why they should vote for you.
Sure. That's why, as I indicated earlier, we have to be realistic with ourselves as student leaders. We shouldn't make sugar-coated promises that Ghanaians felt for in 2016. Sometimes let's look at the candidate and what he can do, what the office required of him, not to make promises that you cannot do. That's why I say we have to be realistic with our members, and I'm very realistic with them as a general secretary, as an individual who occupy an office. What is possible for me at the moment, and if any other thing, the impossible can be done, they need the whole body as the whole thing as a body, and any other relevant institution that can help us.
Thank you, Bawa. We have. Okay, so thank you for coming, Bawa. Before we bring in the next aspirants, we have some messages here that we would like to read. The call lines remain 0550-931-257, and you can WhatsApp us on 0575-943-943. We have some comments here from Alhaji Muhammad. Alhaji Muhammad says, Mr. Bawa, my question is how many registered Tein members do we have as at now?
The total number of registered.
Muhammad is asking you how many registered Tein members do we have now?
Well, for the actual number, I can't tell, but for the register they gave us, these are only people who are qualified to vote, and I think it's 800 or something. But they are not all of them. That's not the total number of Tein members. And the total number of Tein members, I think the general secretary, the current general secretary, should be in the best position to tell us.
Okay, so thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Vote for me, make a chop president.
So we have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello,
please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, please. This is
Samuel.
Yes, please.
Samuel, you have a question for Bawa?
Yes, please. I have a question for
Okay, Bawa is listening.
Yeah, so in his submission, Mr. Bawa made mention of the fact that he's going to create a constitution, or he's going to help get a constitution that will bind all Tein members, that is nationwide. I want to ask if that's the duty of the general secretary, and also if he's going to do that, how is he going to actualize that and make that come into reality? That's my question to Bawa. Thank you very much.
I believe you have heard the question.
Sure. Well, about the issue of a constitution is a general issue for everyone to tackle, not just the president, financial secretary, or secretary. Any member of Tein at all can start an advocacy for a national Tein constitution. So I'm doing it as a committed Tein member, an NDC member, and in the capacity of as a general secretary. So yes, it's just an advocacy. I can't do it. I don't have any power on my own, but it's just an advocacy I want to continue, because I've been doing it, but I want to continue with it as a committed Tein member and a member of the NDC.
Okay. Thank you, Bawa. I hope that our caller will be convinced with your reply.
Thank you.
The Mubra in the night after 11:10. Door-to-door delivery of cocoa on holiday. And Kaka move to Bigo Day every day. Masquerade, you go feed chop for free. With raw alele, if you daylight for tro free. Kill it, really. Big, you know.
Yeah, Suzuza. I rise for Ghana, patron of the land, for weather and seek your future. People love men and welcome from vision to victory, and this is Democrat Ghana, our strength unity from vision to victory, and this is Democrat Ghana, our strength unity.
So we have Aisha Knust. You can call us. Our call lines are still 0550-931-257, or you can WhatsApp us on 0575-943-943. We are also live on Facebook. You can send your comments there as well. So we have Aisha Ibrahim here. she is contesting for the position of the vice president. I think she's she's the first female to be going for that position in Tein. So in the next 4 minutes, Aisha is going to tell us what she has in stock for members of Tein KNUST. And if you have questions, you can send it through Facebook on our Facebook page, and also call us or WhatsApp us. Aisha.
Please, good evening.
Good evening, Aisha.
Good evening, boss. My name is Ibrahim Aisha, a third-year statistics student of Tein KNUST.
So you can start with your mentioning your policies.
Okay. My name once again is Ibrahim Aisha. I have a vision, one that is anchored on conviction and clarity of mind to serve. It is my fervent hope to represent and serve the members of this noble association through absolute dedication and commitment. It is my desired will to provide meaningful leadership that affords members a plethora of benefits and opportunities, such that every individual is adequately impacted. It is in the view of this vision that the underlisted policies will be implemented under the next Tein administration, with Aisha Ibrahim serving as vice president. One of my policies is Tein Boafo. Under the Tein Boafo policy, proper measures will be mounted to secure and safeguard the welfare and interest of students. Provisions under this initiative will be made to caution deserving members in times of need, emergency situations, and under other deserving circumstances as may be necessary. Members are constantly required to make financial commitments semesterly. This commitment, however, while it fuels the running of the association, does not culminate into any direct benefit for members. Even in times of urgent need, it is at the back of this reasoning the Tein Boafo scheme will be put in place as a welfare measure to support members. The scheme will at long run serve as an effective means to induce commitment and vibrancy from membership. And my second policy is the academic reform study. The purpose of this initiative is to create a wide pool of internship opportunities for members. Acquisition of academic knowledge must be coupled with real-time application and then further acquisition. This is to put that internship slots will be provided for members to be able to practicalize knowledge acquired from the lecture room, gain experience, and further learn from a raw work environment in preparation for life after school. More so, under this same policy, periodic tutorial sections will be organized for members to complement efforts from the lecture room. It intends to offer assistance to students who may facing challenges in grasping various topics in the lecture rooms. Qualified persons will avail time to tutor and take members through a variety of lessons of their own preference. Finally, under the academic reform study, effort will be made to secure scholarship opportunities for deserving students who may not be able to meet academic financial commitment. This is to ensure that lack of finance does not become a hindrance to the promising potentials of member students. These slots will be acquired through collaboration with benevolent actors within our political space and elsewhere. In conclusion, it is indeed about time we have an association that primarily invests in the development and interest of its members. It is this resolve that fuels my willed intention to serve in the capacity of Vice President of this noble association, that's National Democratic Congress. It is resolved that fuels my willed intention to serve in the capacity of Vice President of this noble association. With effective collaboration, I will go out of my place to elevate Tein resource-based association, one that commits to its members, one that finally we can all be proud to be part of. Thank you very much.
That was the voice of Aisha Ibrahim. Aisha is an aspirant for the office of the Vice President in Tein. Aisha, as the Vice President, that's if you win, one of your duties will be to ensure the welfare of members of the association. How do you seek to help members get internship slots and NSS slots at the national level?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, as a Vice President, you are the chairman of the welfare. And as a matter of fact, you being the chairman of the welfare, when it comes to the welfare activities and everything, you are the head. And as I'm talking to you right now, I have already started. You see, we are in Ashanti region and we are in Ofoyukrom constituency.
Yes.
And this issue, you need to talk to either the MP or the youth organizer, so that they will lead you to any NDC member who is in the government office, who can assure them with the internships and the rest. And I have started.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That was the voice of Aisha. So, Aisha, in the space of 30 seconds, tell the electorates and all those listening from Tein KNUST why they should choose you as their Vice President on voting day.
Okay. Thank you very much for this question. Actually, under my policies, I made mention of something called Tein Buafo, and I'm going to make sure that that Tein Buafo, every semester there are some staffs you are going to give to the active members. So that it will make Tein so vibrant, and it's going to attract people to join Tein. As a matter of fact, I want each and every Tein student in KNUST campus to vote for Ibrahim Aisha as the next Tein KNUST VIP. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, Aisha.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, officers of the land. Oh, where and seek your future. People love men and welcome. From billion to big, the NDC shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity. From billion to big, the NDC shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity.
So we have Freda here. Freda Ohini Ado she is contesting for the office of the Public Relations Officer for Tein KNUST. We are still live on Facebook. You can still call us on 0550-931-257 if you have a question for Freda, and then you can send us WhatsApp message on 0575943943. So in the next 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, we are going to ask Freda to tell us what she has in stock for the office of the Public Relations Officer. Freda.
Okay. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. And also, words may inspire, but actions create change. I have always been Frida Ohene Ado, a second-year student of our great institution, reading linguistics and political science, vying to be the next public relations officer of our noble Tein University. My intent to contest was fortified after a broader consultation from leaders and various students in our association. The Office of the Public Relations of Tein University needs someone who is creative, has a good communication and interpersonal skills, someone who is good in writing, and also someone who is good with words pronunciation and is very good at articulation. And there is no doubt that I, Fido Hinado, deem it fit for this office. I believe that creating a cohesive and vibrant communication team is very important to nurturing the growth of our institutional network. I hope to support our association through campaigns, creating more events and organizing political seminars for students in Tein University and other individuals as well. Creating a whole publicity team to enhance the publicity of Tein University. A lot will be done, but these are the few time would permit me to share with you. It is in this light of this that I write to seek your support and prayers as I contest to be your next public relations officer. It is my fervent wish that you will help me to achieve this clarion call to help transform our association. I thereby plead with you that this coming Wednesday, which is the 28th of July, come and be a pal and vote for this girl. I promise to serve you with integrity, diligence, dedication, and commitment. Together, let's build a whole new bougie brand for Tein University. Thank you.
Thank you, Freda. That was Freda, a PRO aspirant. Freda, I have one question for you. You know, we are in the age of social media. So how do you intend to use social media in your office as the public relations officer to reach out to more students and make Tein University more attractive for more people to join and then follow?
Okay, I mentioned earlier I'm going to build a publicity team for Tein University. So this publicity team will make sure the social media handles of Tein University become really vibrant. We are going to invest in the social media of Tein University to make it very big.
You're going to invest.
Yes,
are you talking about money?
Yes, we are going to build websites and make the Facebook.
So we have a caller on the line. Hello, can you tell us your name and where you're calling from? Hello.
Yeah, this is Samuel. Calling from I believe yourself.
Samuel.
Yes, please.
Okay, you have a question for Freda.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Well, Ms. Freda said she is doing, when she is voted as the PRO, she is going to create a publicity team that will really help publicize the issues of Tein and all the rest. That I think there is a publicity team already. So I don't know who she's going to create again, because what I learned is that there is a working publicity team. So what is she bringing on board as to creation of what a publicity team? I don't understand. So if I can go back and then elaborate further. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, Samuel. Freda, Samuel is asking that there is already a publicity team. So when you say you are creating a new one, what are you talking about?
Okay, I'm going to empower the old publicity team, and I'm going to have like a new publicity team, that is the publicity team for the PRO, that is going to
it's not going to be only the executives in it, but you're going to create a new one like that's involving people who have skills that we can promote the brand.
So you're going to fish out graphic designers, those who are good at social media, and okay, that's fine, Freda. So Freda, in the space of 30 seconds, tell the electorates and members of Tein University why they should vote for you.
I think I've told them.
Yeah, you can just canvass for votes once more.
Okay, I want to tell
30 seconds
that coming Wednesday they should come and vote yes. During the
you are the only aspirant for
yes,
the
please.
office. Oh, okay. So they are just required to vote yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Freda.
Hello.
Hello, we have a call on the line. Hello, please, what's your name and where you are calling from?
Yeah, this is Musa Kiola.
Musa.
Yeah, Musa Kiola.
Musa, what's your question?
Please, my question to Freda is, he made mention that he's going to create a website for the publicity team, and I want to know what kind of website is it? Is it a website that we're going to update it annually, or a lifetime website for the publicity team actually?
Thank you, Musa, for your question. So, Freda, that was Musa.
It's going to be a lifetime website for Tein University. We are going to update it like with news, current affairs, and yeah.
So when you go, the website is still going to be there.
Yes.
For subsequent PROs
too. It's going to be a property for Tein.
For Tein. Okay. Thanks for coming, Freda.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land. Forward and seek your future. People love men and welcome. From vision to big, the end is surely. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity. From vision to big, the end is surely. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity.
Hello. Please, your name and where you are calling from. Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from.
Please,
Samuel. Hello, Samuel. Hello, Samuel.
Hello, please. Is this Focus FM? I want to ask a question.
Yes, this is Focus FM. Samuel, go ahead with your question.
Okay.
Samuel, please get a strong connection and call us back. We can't get you. So the call lines, you can call us on 0550 931 257, 0550 931 257, or you can WhatsApp us 0575 943 943. The next aspirant in the studio is. You can also send us a message on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, and you can watch us on Facebook. Focus FM KNUSC. You search us on Facebook, and then you see us. You can watch us live on Facebook. We have some comments coming in. He said, Alhaji Mohammed said, Freda, you said to create website. Please, how much will it cost you, and how are you going to get that money? Well, Mohammed, your Message came very late. Freda is gone. AJ Elikem says Aisha for president. We have Kalong Joseph Lobire. Did I get the name well?
Yeah, Lolbir.
Lolbir.
Yeah.
Kalong Joseph.
Yes, please.
He's aspiring for the office of the General Secretary. So, Joseph, you have 4 minutes to tell members of Tein KNUST. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Please, your name and where you are calling from.
Hello.
Your name.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Samuel.
This is Samuel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are on air.
If I have a question to say that
Okay, what's your question?
again.
What's your question?
My question is that he was a vice president before he started aspiring for president. And as vice president, he was in charge of the welfare of team members.
You say your question is to who? Your question is to who?
I want to know 2 of the welfare packages he initiated or he came out with to help team members as a vice president as at that time.
Samuel.
Yes, please.
Your question is to who?
My question is that he was a vice president.
Who is your question? Who is your question directed to?
Ebenezer Shaiki.
Okay, Ebenezer is not in yet, but I'll take your question. You said he was a vice president before he's running for the office of the president.
He was a vice president before he ran for presidency.
Okay.
And as vice president, he was in charge of the welfare of team members. And I want to know 2 of the welfare packages that he initiated because he did nothing for team members.
Okay, Ebenezer will be in very soon, so but I will take your question down for him. When he comes, I will ask him on your behalf, or you can still call when he comes. I believe you are listening or you are watching us live on Facebook. So
yeah, I'm listening live online.
Exactly. So when Ebenezer comes,
team members are suffering.
When Ebenezer comes, we'll put your question forward. Okay, thanks for calling.
So please, I'll call back.
Okay, thanks for calling, Samuel. Joseph, you're on.
Okay, good evening to all of you. I am Kalong Joseph, the General Secretary aspirant. I have come to deliver my manifesto on the things I believe are possible and can be done within my tenure, that is the 2021-2022 academic year. And one of such things is to ensure that Tein KNUST gets a constitution. In every institution and or organization to be successful, they need a constitution that will offer guidelines and directions on how things should be done, and not the haphazard or arbitrary way things are usually done. So I will ensure that Tein KNUST gets a constitution. Some people believe that until Tein nationwide gets a constitution, Tein KNUST can't get one. But I don't see that as a possibility. We can get our own constitution within within the year period which I will serve as General Secretary. One other thing I believe as Tein General Secretary I will bring on board is to ensure that Tein KNUST gets an office space. And I have gone into researching to find out which place will be more appropriate for Tein KNUST to have an office space. And that is, looking at it all, I feel where the SRC Secretariat is located within such an environment, is the environment within there is more conducive for Tein KNUST to have its office space within. At least any foreigner coming into the campus does not have to visit somebody's room to find out anything about Tein. Any member at all, any registration or anything that has to be done can be done within the Tein Secretariat. One other thing I have on board is to ensure that Tein members get scholarship and internship opportunities. The constitution of Tein and NDC makes us to understand that there are organizations that are part of NDC, and NDC is not just made up of individuals, but there are organizations and institutions who are ready to abide by the rules and regulations or the code of conduct of NDC are also part of NDC. And those institutions, once they are part of NDC, then they should be able to offer scholarship and internship opportunities to members of NDC. That is Tein members, once they can offer services that such institutions and organizations really need. And one other thing I also believe, when I'm giving the note, I will bring on board, is what I call the political evangelism. We all know what evangelism is. That is preaching, going on, talking to people about our political party. That is the great NDC. And I also have on board what I call the Tein Debate Train. The Tein Debate Train is a program that will be organized so that students can debate on topical issues. This is not going to be like the formal debate where students write long scripts to come and debate, but it will be a debate form that is usually just in the form that is usually done on radio and television stations. With all this on board, I believe that Tein KNUST will be what the institution or the organization we all believe and crave for it to be. In fact, I have dubbed all this the 5 pillars of Tein, and for Tein to be able to stand firm and be one of the institutions or the organizations or the student body that everybody will be proud of, then it means we need these 5 pillars to be able to hold up Tein. So in all this, I believe that Tein, we need somebody. The outgoing executives have done a lot actually for Tein, and it requires a good person like myself who can ensure that the good things they are leaving behind don't go waste, but we need somebody who can still uphold and ensure that these good things are brought up and more additional things are brought on board to ensure that Tein KNUST becomes one of the vibrant and most or the best institution or organizations in all campuses. In fact, some people believe that these are not possible, but I don't see the impossibility in this. I don't see impossibility in this. I think I can liken this election to that of the children of Israel being found in the land of Egypt. God did not send Emmanuel, or God did not send Jesus to go and save them. He sent Joseph, and there was a good reason why he sent Joseph. In this particular case, 10 members are like Egyptians, like Israelites in the land of Egypt, because in this particular region it's mostly dominated by the MPP. And for that matter, you need somebody who God had already appointed, just like in the case of the children of Israel, Joseph, to go into the land of Egypt to take care of whatever was in the land of Egypt. You need Joseph now and not an Emmanuel.
Okay, Joseph says he has been appointed by God. If you have a question for Joseph, call us on 0550-931-257. We have a caller on the line. We've lost him. So, Joseph, you can send us a message to Joseph on 0575-943-943. That's on WhatsApp. We're also live on Facebook. You can send your comments through Facebook. Myself, I have 2 questions for Joseph. The first one has to do with office. You said that Tein KNUST needs an office space to work, and then you are suggesting that where the SRC Secretariat is a very nice place for Tein KNUST to have an office. You know, the school is the one that controls that infrastructure. So how do you intend getting, because the school wouldn't give a space to a political party to build anything on campus or rent a place on campus, because campus is not for political or any other thing. It's a liberal space for everybody to. So how do you seek to do this?
Okay, in that particular block I was referring to, that is the
Joseph, we have a caller on the line. Let's just speak. Hello.
Hello.
Please, your name and where you are calling from.
Please, this is Musa calling from Aija.
Okay, Musa.
Yeah, please. My question to Joseph that I got as appointed for Tein. My question to him this evening is that he being appointed as he's been said, what actually does he have for Tein? But upon his message, he conveyed it to me. I didn't hear his main policy in office for Tein. I want to know.
Okay, thanks for calling, Musa. We'll put that question to Joseph. So Joseph, you answer the office question and then you answer Musa's question.
Okay. I think Musa probably wasn't following the conversation.
No, you answer the one I asked first on the office before you move on.
Yeah, I am actually a member of NATOC. That is teachers on campus.
Okay.
And NATOC used to have their office at the SRC Secretariat.
They used to?
Yes.
They no longer have?
They no longer have it there.
Okay.
They have an office, but they no longer have it there. So basically, it tells you that any organization that seeks to get an office within, that block per se, I'm not talking of having to build a block, but getting an office space in that block is something that is realistic.
But now you know that the entire space there has been given to the SRC. All the offices there have been marked as SRC offices.
Yeah.
You are aware.
I know that is the
and
SRC
then
secretariat.
NATOC is not a political institution. Tein KNUST is an arm of the NDC. So you don't believe that you will be you will have a fight if you want an office from the university or from an infrastructure that is being controlled by the university?
Well, I don't know, maybe because they call it, because that one is called political party. But NATOC, KNUST has nothing to do with NATOC.
I'm saying that NATOC is not a political group.
Yes.
That is why it is easy to give an office to NATOC. And currently they don't have an office, do they?
They have.
Where is it?
It's at Grassack office.
Grassack
block,
office.
Yeah, the block.
And NATOC is a major block under Grassack because we have a lot of teachers on campus.
Well.
But Tein KNUST or Tescon KNUST, sometimes even getting a place to have our programs is an issue. You know the internal politics and the wrangling that happens. So what makes you think that anybody will give you a space on campus here to have a Tein KNUST office? Or how do you think, what innovation are you going to put in place? Or you have people that are going to lobby?
Oh, not individuals where I am. It's not about, if it were about funding, if the topic was about how to fund that, maybe I would have been looking for people to lobby for funds in order to be able to secure that. But I believe there is it's not something that we can say it's impossible to get an office space on campus.
So what is your plan? How are you going to secure the office?
Yeah, so as I said, I have visited a lot of places on campus, and one of the places I believe was good for
you mentioned
is that place, maybe the Grassack of block, and other places where I think we can get.
What I ask is that what are the procedures? How are you doing it? Who are you seeing? Who are you talking to?
Oh yeah. At the moment, I have not been given the nod. So when I go to speak, I speak in the capacity of who?
I thought that you might have done some feasibility studies. You might have talked to some people. You know that when you become the general secretary, you are going to the dean of students or you are going to the vice chancellor in order to ask for the space. You don't know who you are going to go to.
Oh yeah, definitely when I get the opportunity and when I get there, I will know where I will go. But now when I go there, I will have no unique identity that says, okay, but I am coming in the name of this person or in the capacity of this person.
Okay, Musa says that you should mention one important thing that you are going to do.
Oh yeah, as I said, I have given what I call the 5 pillars of Tein, and one is the Tein Constitution, ensuring that Tein KNUST gets a constitution, even if Tein nationally does not have a constitution. Tein KNUST can get a constitution.
I have a question on the constitution thing. You said that even if national doesn't have a constitution, you can Tein KNUST can have a constitution. What I have for you is that the constitution is not a Takashi issue. Do you understand? It's not a Takashi issue. So if national says that you shouldn't have an election, you cannot fight them. How are you going to go about that? You know we have a national Tein before we have blocks on campuses.
National Tein, I want to know, does national Tein have a constitution? Does national Tein have a constitution?
No, they don't.
They don't have. So the fact that they don't have doesn't prevent us from having a constitution.
How doesn't it prevent you? They are the one that regulates all Tein institutions, and when they say no, it's no. You cannot disrespect them. There
are some basic things that when we can choose to do. For instance, I have chosen. It's not all Tein Tein everywhere that has an office space. We have chosen to say, okay, we need an office space. So probably even if we don't get an office space within my tenure, for instance, we can say, okay, any leadership that comes.
Musa, we have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, please, your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, Peter.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Bassett, the Tein Judicial Chair.
Okay, Bassett.
The current Judicial Chair. Concerning what the nominee is talking about a constitution.
Yes.
It is very wrong to have said he will draft a constitution for Tein in his capacity as the secretary in waiting. You understand? It is very wrong. He can't, in his own capacity, draft a constitution for Tein. That is not even his work. even if he needs an amendment of rules, they can only make an amendment for rules and functions of certain offices. But the Constitution is a dialogue that needs to be dealt with by the national team coordinator and regional team coordinators, not in the capacity of the secretary. He has no right. He should go back and ask certain, or he should go back and ask the legal minds, and they will tell him that he has no right in his capacity as secretary. Not even the judicial chair has the right to draft a constitution for Tein without the consent of the national Tein secretariat. So in that regard, that policy is null and void.
Okay, Basit, I believe your point has been sent across, and Joseph has heard that. For those saying that they can't access the Focus newsroom, or they don't have radios on their phone, you can go to focusnewsroom.com, and then on your right side you have online radio there. Just click on it, and then you'll be able to listen to us anywhere you are. You don't need a radio in order to be able to listen to us. Just go to focusnewsroom.com and check your right side at the top. You have online radio. You can call us on 0550 931. If you have a question for Joseph, call us on 0550 931 257. You can also WhatsApp us on 0575 943 943. We are also live on Facebook. You can send your questions there in the comment section. So, Joseph, Basit says you don't have the capacity to draft a constitution. Do you have any response to that?
Oh, yeah. No one individual has the capacity to do anything. I think the world has lived on relationship and on relationship and on relationship. And I believe that it is just by relationship that we can all get the Tein constitution. It's not a sole responsibility of an individual to secure Tein a constitution. But I have trust in my relationship with people that with that I can secure a Tein constitution. And there's no two ways about that.
Okay. So in the space of 30 seconds, canvas for votes. Tell the electorate and members of Tein why they should vote for you on election day.
I believe Tein KNST needs somebody who can deliver. And I am the one who can deliver. There may be a lot of challenges, but I believe that the man who can deliver is the one on the studio right now. So come Wednesday, I'm encouraging everybody to come out in their numbers. Vote for Joseph Kalong, and you will never regret it. He will uplift Tein and make sure that Tein becomes one of the most vibrant organizations on campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, Joseph. So we have some comments coming in on Facebook. Someone say, Bla Sankuman says, you can't say when they say no, it's no. National not having a constitution doesn't mean we can't have one. That is coming from Bla Sankuman.
From vision to vision, the end is surely. Ghana, our strength unity. From billion to billion, the end is surely. Stable Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity. It's our land. Victory is our land. Keke is a winner.
So we have a message on Facebook. Someone says, Vib no dear Nwane Aisha Ibrahim. Freda is good for the job. Freda get vibes. this is dude saying he's going to vibe dean of students or VC for an office. This is so unrealistic. So our call numbers remain 0550-931-257. You can send us a WhatsApp message on 0575-943-943. You can also watch us live on Facebook, Focus FM, KNUST, and also send your comments through there. You can go online and search for focusnewsroom.com, and you look to your right, you have online radio there at the top. You click on it, and then you can listen to us. You don't need a radio to listen to us. Someone says, Kalong Joseph, you deserve it, from Isaac Kusohinam. Kusohinam says, Kalong Joseph, you deserve it. We have here Edmond Matenia Amano Pete. He is vying for the position of Deputy General Secretary. Welcome, Edmond.
Thank you very much.
So, Edmond, we are going to give you 4 minutes to tell us what you'll be doing in your capacity as the Deputy General Secretary if you should win, in the space of 4 minutes, and we'll have questions for you, and then we'll discharge you.
Okay.
You are on, Edmond.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Edmond Mathania Pete Amano, and I'm vying for the position of Deputy General Secretary of Tein KNUST. I believe Tein KNUST is a very big association, but here comes the case where, as of now, Tein has not been so vibrant and influential on KNUST campus, and it is time for Tein KNUST to be the most attractive and vibrant association on campus. Why am I saying this? Tein is a subcommittee under our great NDC party, and we can't just sit down for Tein to lose its vibrance on KNUST campus. So the time has come where we have to elect leaders who will lead us into pushing KNUST Tein there. And I believe I'm the man for the job. Why am I vying for this position? One, the first thing I would do in case I should win this position is to establish something called the Writers and Debaters Affair. I believe there are a lot of students on KNUST campus or members of Tein who would want to air their views on various issues, but then the avenue is not there for them. Nothing has been created for them to be able to express their views. So creating the Writers and Debaters Affair would help students and members of Tein KNUST to write articles so that we can publish them on our social media handles, and people who are good in talking, we can train them to debate and to go around preaching the good works of the NDC. There is a big task ahead of us in 2024. And so the second policy I would like to bring on board, in case I'm elected as the next Deputy General Secretary, is the Regional Tein Connect. I realized there are a lot of Tein members who are in Tein, but then they do not know each other. That kind of association is not there. And you find someone who is in Accra, but then doesn't know his fellow people in Accra who are also members of Tein. So when I'm elected, we are going to create something called the Tein Regional Connect, where people from various regions are going to be put in a particular group. So say people from Ashanti region, will create one group for them so that they'll be able to know themselves and then push a common agenda. Because 2024 is a sure must. We must win this 2024 election. And through this, I think we can win this election. So we can have people from Greater Accra region also coming together to form a coalition. Then people from, let's say, Oti region would also come together so that we will get to know ourselves, deliberate on issues, share ideas, and plan how we can move Tein forward. Again, I want to bring something on board which is called the Tein Outreach Program. It is so sad that when I came to
you have 1 minute, Edmond.
In 1100, that's 2019, I never heard of Tein. I went around looking for Tein and I couldn't get Tein anywhere. And I always heard Tescon people, they were sending me messages. Tescon general meeting, Tescon this. And I was like, where is Tein? Where are my people? Fortunately, I was able to find Tein in level 100. That's just level 200. That's just last semester. And I believe the time is now. The time is now where Tein has to be vibrant on campus. So when I'm elected, we are going to go out. We will go all out. We are going to reach out to people. We are going to enter every hall, every hostel, every homestel. People we meet on the street. We are going to preach the good works of NDC to them, to recruit more members into Tein so that we can bring NDC into victory in 2024. Again, we would have something called the mentorship program, and I've dubbed that thing as bring them down. That is bringing the topmost people in our party down to the level of the ordinary Tein member so that they can know them well. You see, most people in Tein are moved and pushed when they have big people like Mahama and Sami Jamfi coming down to their level to talk to them. That is where the motivation comes from. That is where it all starts. So we are going to bring the big people in our party, bring them down to the level, to the ordinary Tein members, so that we can know them better, so that they will mentor them, so that they will have a better life.
Edmond. Okay, that was Edmond Matenia Amano Pete for the office of the Deputy General Secretary. If you have any question for Edmond, send it to us through 0550-931. Call us on 0550-931-257. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Basit.
Basit, yeah, Basit.
Yeah, I have two questions for the honorable aspirant.
Two questions.
Yeah, just few questions.
Okay.
The first one is, he said Tein is a subcommittee. Does he really understand the meaning of Tein? The abbreviation of Tein? Does he really know? Because he said it's a subcommittee by his word, subcommittee. Then does he know the meaning of subcommittee and that of Tein? He should clarify us on that. The subcommittee and that of Tein. What is the difference? Because Tein is not a subcommittee. And then the second one, I want to ask that he should assess the current executive in the percentage of 10, because he said that 10 hasn't been vibrant. So even this administration is passed. So he should assess the current executive in the percentage of 10, for me to know how you assess them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Basit. Edmond, so Basit is asking, Basit says that you said Tein is a subcommittee. He said you mentioned that on record that Tein is a subcommittee, so you should clarify that.
Okay, then I would honorably like to retract that statement, because Tein is not a subcommittee. Actually, Tein operates under the youth wing of the NDC, so it is not a subcommittee. So I would retract that.
Okay, so Basit asked a second question. I believe you heard him.
As how I'm going to raise the current executive.
Yes. You said that the Tein hasn't been vibrant, so Basit asks that you should rate the work of the current executives on a scale of 10. What will you give them out of 10?
Out of 10, I am going to give them 9.
9.
They've really done well. Yes, they've done well.
So I have a question for you on that. You rate them 9 out of 10, which means that they've done very well.
They've done very well.
9 out of 10.
Yes, they've done
but then
well.
you said that Tein hasn't been vibrant. So does your vibrance as a timeline?
Okay, when I was talking, I made reference to when I came to KNUST in 2019.
Okay.
As of 2019, these current executives have not been elected. You get it?
Yeah.
And from 2019 to, let's say, about after COVID, when we came back to school, from between those periods, I never heard of Tein KNUST. I went around asking people, looking for Tein, and I couldn't find them. So I don't know what the executives at that time, what they were doing though. But then these current executives have really, really done well. it was through an outreach that I also became a Tein member. So these current executives have done well. I'll give them 9 out of 10.
Okay. You spoke about creating a writers and debaters club or group.
Yes.
And then you also said you were going to organize a regional Tein Connect. You said those things.
Yeah.
You are going to work under a general secretary who also has plans, or who will be having plans for the group. So how are you going to integrate your plans with that of the general secretary? You are running for deputy general secretary, right?
Okay,
Good.
so you see, the main work of the deputy general secretary is to assist the general secretary in performing his duties, or take his place when he is not available or he is not in the capacity to perform his duty at a particular time. But that doesn't mean I should just be reluctant and sit back and watch. There is something we can all do. We can do something. So in helping the general secretary perform his duties, there are things I would also like to see in Tein. So I'm not just going to initiate what I want to do at once. That is why we have to come together, sit down and plan how we are going to make all these policies feasible.
Okay, so Edmond, in the space of 30 seconds, tell the electors and members of Tein why they should vote for you as the Deputy General Secretary.
Okay, thank you very much. Listeners and viewers, the time has come. There is an agenda ahead of us in 2024, and we must win power in 2024. We can't let our guards down. No. That is why Edmond has come. Vote Edmond for delivery. I'm running with the mantra, the DUE agenda, which stands for discipline, unity, and excellence. I believe when we discipline ourselves, come together and unite, we will surely achieve excellence. We will get there, no matter what. That is why I'm calling on all electors to vote for me come this Wednesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edmond, for coming. Thank you for coming, Edmond. So, you are discharged, Edmond.
Okay, thank you very much.
You can watch us live on Facebook. You can send your messages through WhatsApp 0575 943 943. You can call us on 050 931 257.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, operation of the land, awareness and seek your future, development our God, from vision to big, the end is surely, Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity.
We have Kemet Desmond Deladem. He is an aspirant for the office of the Deputy Organizer for Tein KNUST. You can log on to focusnewsroom.com and look to your right at the top. We have online radio that you can listen to us from there. You can also watch us live on Facebook. You can send your WhatsApp messages through 0575 943 943. You can also call us on 0550 931 257. You can also leave your comments on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, and then we'll read them for you. Desmond, how are you doing? Okay, so in the space of 4 minutes, we are going to let you talk to members of Tein and tell them what you are going to do for them. So you are on.
Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. First of all, I would like to start by talking about my policies, as in things that I'll be doing in my office in case I've been elected as the coming Deputy Organizing Secretary. The first thing I plan on bringing on board is about introduction of bulk SMS messages to disseminate information, especially with regards to notifying on general meetings and other gatherings as well. You know, here is the situation whereby anybody that find him or herself in a tertiary institution like KNUST, you find yourself on different platforms, talking of class platform, faculty or college platforms, whereby people find it difficult to read messages that are being posted on those various platforms. So with that, I thought it wise, okay, so one thing that we can do to actually help people read our information with regards to general meeting is to send the messages through SMS, because I'm a person that whenever I took my phone and I go to my WhatsApp pages, I don't really read all the messages. But when you send me an SMS, I take my time and then read the SMS. So I thought it was that would rather help giving information to our members than using our normal platforms. The second thing I thought of bringing on board is open forums. This open forums, what is it going to be about? This is going to be something where that will be held at various traditional halls. We will have reps for each horse, like Kunti and the rest. So we have reps for each horse, whereby we meet. We meet at a specific time that we will all agreed on, and we talk about social issues that are rising in our country. Yeah, so we talk about social issues, bring suggestions, we all discuss things that we can do, or how can we solve some problems on our own. So that is what we are going to do when it comes to open forums. The third thing that I thought of bringing on board is workshop for committee members. You know, the moment you are part of an organizing committee, you also play a role similar to an organizer. Here is the case, someone who hasn't made his mind to become an organizer, but then you chose him to be part of your committee, and the person, because the person has no idea, he doesn't know what he is entitled to do. So with that, I thought it's wise, it would be best we have we have something like workshop, whereby we lecture the people on what they can do when it's time for us to discharge our duty, so that they can help the organizer discharge his duty very well. And the last thing has to do with effective use of social media in mobilizing members. Yes, so we will use our social media very effectively to mobilize our members. So here are the 4 things that I thought, or I plan on bringing on board in case I'm being elected as the organizing secretary for 2020.
Desmond. So that was Desmond. He is an aspirant for the position of the deputy organizer. If you have any call for him, you can call. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Please, your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, please, my name is Shadrach Matsu. Like, I want to ask him, he thought of making Facebook or the social media platform very active for it to convey members. But I wanted to know how. We are interested in the how.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should elaborate what he has said.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We have another caller on the line. Hello. Okay, we have lost him. You can answer his question.
Okay, talking of the social media, one thing that we are going to do is to bring some discussions.
Hold on, we have another caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Please, your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, it's Bass.
Bassett.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a question for Desmond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think the honorable aspirant, I want to know, he said he wants to organize an open forum if given the lot. And for his explanations on the open forum, is he not assuming powers he doesn't have? Assuming another office powers that he doesn't have? Is he not? Looking at what he said concerning the open forum explanation he gave, I think he's assuming another office powers that he doesn't have. That is what I'm saying, and he should clarify as well that if he's not assuming those powers.
Okay. So that was Basit. Basit's okay. You answer the social media question, and then we'll come back to.
Okay, with regards to using the social media very effective, we can bring discussions that will benefit all of us. Regards to how we the students can bring ideas on board in order to make team vibrant on campus. So with those discussions, it brings the members involved. It draws the members' attention in order to have communication on the platform, and also through that they can be able to read messages or very important information that will be sent to the various platforms.
So Basit says that, don't you think that you'll be assuming powers of other offices? For example, you talked about bulk SMS, and most of your policies are made towards increasing publicity and all that. Don't you think that you are taking over the work of the general secretary and the public relations officer, and then we are going to have a communication directorate when, after you guys are elected, there is going to be a communication director? Don't you think that the things that you are saying you will do are going to take the jobs of these people?
Not really, because one thing that I got to understand about an organizer is, as an organizer, you need to create the environment in which your people will come together, or what your people will respond to whenever you call for gatherings. So what should I do to make to put that interest into my people? That's why I'm bringing the open forum and all that, so that when we have those discussions, it makes the members around. It brings the members around you. Whenever you call for gatherings, they come around in order to have a successful whatever you are organizing. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for. That's Desmond. Yes. Okay, so in the space of 30 seconds, tell the listeners and members of Tein why they should vote for you. Canvas for votes in the space of 30 seconds.
Okay, my message is very simple. I believe together we can reform Tein KUST. So coming Wednesday, they should come in their numbers and then vote Desmond and let them come as the next deputy organizing secretary, so that we make Tein KUST one of the vibrant association on KUST campus.
Okay, thanks for coming, Desmond.
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, of the land, for weather and seek your future. People love men and welcome from vision to victory, and this shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity, from vision to victory, and this shall lead. Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity. Victory is our land. Victory is our land. JJ is a winner. Arise, for Ghana, of the trap of the land. Forward and secure future. People love our God. From being to be NDC shall lead. Stable democrat. Our strength unity. From being to be NDC shall lead. Stable democrat. Our strength unity. From being democrat. Our strength unity. Victory! Victory! It's our land. Victory! It's our land. JJ is a winner. Arise, for Ghana, of the trap of the land. Forward and secure future. People love our God. From being to be NDC shall lead. Stable democrat. Our strength unity. From being to be NDC shall lead.
This is Focus 94.3. Performance is our specialty.
Arise for Ghana, of the throne of the land. Forward and seek your future. People love our God. From being to be NDC shall lead. Democrat, Ghana. Our strength unity. From being to be NDC shall lead. Stable democrat. Our strength unity. Victory! Victory! It's our land. Victory! It's our land. JJ is a winner.
Okay, so this is the movement we have all been waiting for. The previous portfolios that you have heard are just people who are going to support these two people to execute their task. The Simon Ajima administration have done their part, and then it's now time to look for a leader to fill in when they are gone. So we are live on Facebook, Focus FM KNUST. Search us on Facebook and you can watch us live from there. We have some comments coming in. Comrades, let's all welcome to Bechi, our next Tein president. The anthem is making my day. That's coming from Alhaji Mohammed. So we have Theophilus Bechi and Ebenezer Tete. Ebenezer. Ebenezer Ashati Tete. Sure. Yes, we have Ebenezer Ashati Tete and Theophilus Bechi aspiring for the office of president. So, for starters, the debate is going to cover 5 thematic areas. We are going to look at capacity building for members of Tein University. We are going to look at welfare, the welfare of members of Tein University. We are going to look at integration, what your plans are to integrate members of Tein into their constituencies and the region and the national level. What are opportunities out there for them? And then Agenda 2024. That's the most important thing on the table right now. So your plans for Agenda 2024. And then restructuring Tein. We all know how we have gotten here. And after Simon. So restructuring Tein. So when I put forward a question, we are going to have 5 questions on these areas. So each aspirant will be asked to answer in 3 minutes. After that, you can rebut your opponent in 1 minute. So those are the 5 thematic areas. So you can send us a message if you want to ask them any question. You can send it through Facebook. We are live on Facebook. You can call us on 0550 931 257. You can also send your message through WhatsApp 0575 943 943. This is the most important portfolio in Tein University, the office of the president. So your questions should be on point. Make sure you ask them questions. So I'm going to start with the first thematic area. That's capacity building. So I'm going to Ebenezer first. Ebenezer, what are your plans for members of Tein University when we come to capacity building? How are you going to make members of the association better than what they were before you start?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peter, Senior Committee. And then let me say good evening to you and our listeners. Let me say good evening to my co-panelists as well. Well, as you rightly said, Tein being the intellectual wing of the NDC, and we being the youth as well, it is part and parcel. We should be able to build our capacity as students, even before we get to our respective constituency. Well, those who knows me already, I mean my friends, they know that I'm someone that if you don't want to build yourself, you can't be around me. I'll be able to talk to most of my guys to even vote for position on this campus. Some of them, I even try to buy the funds for them. I can give you evidence to that. Some of them, I can even give you evidence to that. And then I've started something already. I mean, the business that I do, you know, I do deal in bed sheets. And most of, I think somewhere first year when I got on campus, I started giving the bed sheet to some of my colleagues so that they will sell the bed sheets on campus. They didn't sell the king size, and then the one of student mattress, the size of student mattress, so that they can build their capacity, get enough funds so that they can be able to sustain their lives on campus. So going forward, when giving the nod, I'll try and talk to most of the lecturers which I've started contacting already. I've started making moves. I know the likes of Dr. Christopher. I know the likes of Mr. Michael Damwa. Yeah, I know the likes of Mr. Johnny Osewusu. I'll talk to them as to how to build the capacity of 10 members, how to incorporate the ideas of NDC, what they are to do business-wise as well, for them to get profit so that they can be able to help them and help their, when they get back to their respective constituency, they'll be better persons. Thanks.
Thank you for your submission, Mr. Tete. Theophilus Bechi.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, Comrade Peter Socrates, and good evening to all listeners of Focus FM, and good evening, comrades. I'm very grateful this evening, and I would like to commend the president of Tein University, Ajman Simon, so far, because it's very serious and sometimes quite unfortunate we can't reach out to the very literate that will be voting or casting their vote because of how our database is disorganized. But I'm sure this particular platform will give us a large platform for us to share ideas and give reasons why we would want to run for the office. In the first place, when we talk about capacity building, what is capacity building itself? I'm sure in some way, I don't want to start with a banter, but then I would like to say, having been a president or even elected as a president of Tein University, I can talk about some of the capacity building that I was able to initiate when I was even a communications officer, or even when I resigned from being a communications officer and now as an aspirant. So what we did first was a girl up skills where our dear ladies were trained, were passed through a training in making soaps, sobolo, attachment milk. I believe these are things that we are supposed to do because at the end of the day, the success of every leader depends on what or the life that you are able to impart. That is what defines the success of a leader. So I believe capacity building is something that has been part of me. It is not an example that I'll give that when I become a president or I've done something when I was a young, but then this is a clear indication that we've been able to do something. The girl ask is one thing that we were able to do, and it was very helpful to our dear ladies. Secondly, we were able to bring out the second phase of the Tein Skill Hub, where members were trained or were asked to be part of the training session with respect to web development, graphic design, photography. These are things that we are supposed to do because at the end of the day, right after school, we know how the governance is and how the politics is in this country. It's not everyone who is going to get the opportunity to be able to enroll in the government's payroll, but it's about time we need to train our members. It's about time we need to impact the lives of our members. So we have something on board, and that is the career fair and the capacity building aspect. Because we have track records of delivering, and because we've done it before, when we tell the members of Tein or our comrades, our dear comrades, that when we become president or when I'm being given a mandate to lead the Tein in the next administration, I'll be able to bring up skills with respect to even the skills that will cover up that of the girls and the men, because we've done it before and we'll be able to do it again.
Okay, Theophilus, Ebenezer mentioned some things that he did as vice president, and even after he resigned from the office of the vice president. Do you have any rebuttal in 1 minute?
I'm not sure he made mention of anything of that sort specifically.
Well, he said that he's into the selling of certain items which he has given to some of the members to also make a living out of, and things in that direction. He has supported them, let's say, business wise.
So I didn't want to go that far, but then specifically what I know is that it's very fortunate for us. He was a vice president in the administration that we are in now, and as a matter of fact, welfare can even be a capacity building. And as a welfare, and as stated in Article 7 of the NDC Constitution, the Tein Constitution that we have, which was amended in 2015-2016, the clause B of that constitution states that the vice president is the chairman of welfare, and under welfare we can have something like capacity building because it's an aspect to impart the life of its members. But then there is no clear indication of evidence to show us that when he was the vice president, he was able to do this. Specifically, I was able to mention that of the Girl Up Skills and the Tein Skill Hub, of which all comrades are aware of that. But then you selling of phones and giving it to comrades is not a clear indication that you're able to do something. We've been very helpful to our members and some of our friends, but then when we are putting that on records, the NDC believes in the principles of probity and accountability. So when we are accounting to the people, we should be very specific and factual to them. It is not about coming to city and telling us that you have been giving forms to members to go and sell. These are things that I'm not sure our members will be able to consider that. But then let's be factual with the accounts that we are giving to the people, because the very people who are going to vote for us are listening. This is what they have seen and this is what they have felt. But then giving forms to people, we've not seen it, so I don't believe there was something like that. So he should back up his games when it comes to giving up or accounting to the people.
Theophilus, do you have to see, you as a person, see that Eben has given out something to people in order to believe? Don't you think that there are other members in Tein who have seen this or who have benefited from this?
And I rightly said the chairperson of the welfare committee, who happens to be the vice president, he was the vice president. There were no initiative or policies that were enrolled in the administration that was coming from his office, or even from the administration itself, that the Tein administration has been able to do this and that is coming from the vice president or even the office of the president. And I'm not sure members will consider this as a capacity building, sharing of funds to people. That's not a capacity building.
You know where Tein is coming from. You know, we almost went dead during COVID before school resumed, and then we had interim executives, and then after which we had an election, and Ebenezer and Simon were elected. Don't you think that this COVID and the lack of finance and other pertinent issues that Tein has been wrangling with, don't you attribute their inability, if what you are saying is correct, inability to do those things to lack of finance and then COVID?
There are other things that we can do without riding on the fact that we don't have finances. When I was doing Girl Up Skills, what I did was that I identified one girl who was part of Tein, and she was a business administration student who was into making sobolo, atajimok, and those things. So I was able to talk to her that it is about time we need to impact the lives of our members. So why don't we collaborate and help our members in that regards? But then, if you tell us because of finances, we know we're in very hard time and a lot of finance. We don't have finances to do a lot of things. But there are certain things that we can do out of finances. And I believe we can't ride on only finances to say that we cannot build our members. Going forward, we are still in opposition. I'm not sure we are going to get any money. That is a clear indication that if you ride on that issues and is elected as a president, there will not be any capacity building programs or initiative, because there are no still finances in the administration or the accounts of the administration.
Okay, Ebenezer, so Theo has given a lot of responses to the points that you raised in capacity building, and he also mentioned the things that he did, Girl Up and some
Girl
other
Up Skills and Tein Up
and some other things. So respond to his assertions that you haven't done enough, and also rebut his submissions.
Mr. Secretary, thanks for the question. You see, we should get it right. My brother Theophilus Bechi was part of the administration, so he can't really claim that he doesn't know what the office of the vice president or the president did with respect to welfare. I'll put it on authority that is not. Okay, let me say this. The president, myself, Levy, a comment called Levy, we gave money to some. I don't want to use the word needy students. We gave money to them. There were 7 people. They are listening to me. Just that, you see, I'm a social worker, and it's not fair for me to parade people, give them money, and take their, snap them, share it on social media, with a claim that they are needy students. We are helping them. Who does that? I don't think I should give you something, then I'll take your picture, parade you, share it on social media that I'm giving this or that. That's not my style of thing. At least it's have never been part of me. You get, maybe he doesn't know. Let me say this on authority. The person is saying to me, I was able to get money from comrade Joseph Yami for one of our students. I can even give you the number for you to confirm. I've mentioned.
I think that is confidential. I wouldn't want to put it out.
You see, the mere fact that I mentioned the person's name, you can even verify from the person.
You said the name is
Joseph Yami, Honorable Joseph Yami, okay. Former Deputy Ashanti Regional Minister.
And you can call him Minister of Youth and Sports.
You can call him and check. You get it? Yes, sir. This is the evidence of when we share the money. Have you seen?
Can you stop interrupting?
Kindly check him. Kindly check. This is the picture. Can you see Master Simon over there? I'm not mentioning anybody's name. The current president, he even gave out the money from Tein. It's not okay for me to say that, oh, we should parade people on the street that these are Tein students who are needy.
We are talking about capacity building. We are not talking about sharing of money.
You said the vice president or the president didn't do anything with respect to welfare. That's what
capacity building. We are talking about the fact that capacity building is when
Mr. Bechi
impart a life of members with skills and new development.
But I told you that
you are talking about the fact that
we should
give money to people.
Please, let's not make Theophilus. Let's not make this debate look like that of Donald Trump and
we are not looking into
President Biden. No. I'm saying that let's not make it.
We are doing it, but Mr. Peter, please
session.
When
you were talking, Theophilus,
please listen to me.
No, let me finish and let me finish and listen to you. Please, let's be tolerant here. When you were talking, he kept quiet. and listen to you, even though you said things that he might wanted to respond to. You understand? He kept quiet. So that's why each of you have papers or books in front of you. If you have any issues, you jot them down. I'll give you time to respond.
All right.
So when he's talking, please don't interrupt him.
Thank you very much.
I said, in my personal capacity, I was able to contact some of my team members, give them some of my product to sell, so that they will get what they will earn money. If I give, I'm a business person. I sell bed sheets. You get it? So if I give some to some of my members to trade in that, what does it like? Capacity building. What's capacity building? Do you think you just spread people, giving them the training them to braided? What are they going to use that for? It's not to build their capacity to work and get money. So if I give my bed sheet for you to go and sell and get money, what's the end product?
Okay,
so
that's
Peter.
That's
if I had you clear, we were talking about capacity building.
This is going to be the last response session of response.
Yes, please. We are talking about capacity building. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about capacity building, it is not going out and sharing money to people. It is building the people, whether in skills or whatever you can. So that's why I rightly said when I was a communications officer for Tein, this is what I did. We had a girl lab skills where our ladies were trained in soup and making soup, making sobol and other stuffs. And we had the second phase of this Tein skill hub. That is where people were training, were enrolled in web development, photography, and graphic design. But then my opponent is talking about the fact that going to see someone taking money and giving it to people without taking pictures with them. That's not capacity building. We need to speak specifically to the topic that we've been given. So the issue is that what are we going to do for the capacity building? This is what we have. We've done this before. So when it comes to skills, this has been my mantra always when I'm speaking to team members. It is about time we look beyond the usual political discussions and gatherings that we've been having. It's about time we build our people capacity. That is impacting the lives of our members, giving them new skills, imparting their lives so that they'll be able to go back to their constituencies, working and getting money back to also look into people. That's what we are talking about, not the fact
that time is
taking
up,
money
Eben,
from
your
people
time
and
is
also
up.
taking pictures with people.
Theophilus, your time is up. So Eben, I'll give you 1 minute to respond, and this will be our last. Nobody should interrupt the other on capacity building. This is going to be our last comments.
We should set the record straight. I don't have much. I'm not here to banter with him. We're here to sell our policy. I made mention of parading people because he said the office of the vice president or the president hasn't done anything with respect to welfare. That's the reason why I showed you this picture. You get it? That's what I can say for now.
Okay, so those were your two aspirants on capacity building. They have both talked about what they have done and why they are the best candidates. So I'll read some comments from Facebook. Kwame Tinakwa said, Betchy, more fire. Efia Adobia said, this is my first time hearing of Ebenezer. Kobi Mauli Duse Anthony, because you are not a Tein member, he's responding to Efia Adobia, who says that's the first time he's hearing of Ebenezer. Efia say, boy, Kwame Tinakwa say Tein spotlight. Shadrach Saki says Ebenezer Shate Tete. Shallow Mensa says Ebenezer Shate Tete all the way, more fire. Ahmad Brahma says Ebenezer is the man for the job. Shadrach Saki also says Ebenezer Shate. Samuel Adumako says Tio. Keep your comments coming. You can call us if you have a question. As we finish a session, we move to the next session. So this is the best time for you to call. You can call in on 0550-931-257 to ask your aspirants question. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 0575-943-943, and then we'll read your comments. The next thematic area that we are going to look at is welfare. The two aspirants might have done some things in the past to improve the welfare of members, but although the welfare is the main duty of the vice president, I think that the president is there to give support and also exercise oversight. And there are several other ways that presidential aspirants can impact the lives of members of Tein when we are talking about welfare. So the first session I went to Ebenezer first. This session I'll go to Theophilus Bechi. So in the space of 3 minutes, Theophilus, tell us your plan on welfare.
So thank you, Comrade Peter. The issue of welfare is a big issue because myself, I had a scholarship when I was coming to school, but then because I affiliated myself to the NDC party in 2020 elections, and I was a communicator as well, this time around I was denied from getting a scholarship. This is a clear indication that a lot of members are sacrificing their time and commitment to this political party and this association. So if I'm a member and I've joined Tein or Tertiary Institution Educational Network of NDC, but then because of the political party I'm affiliated to, some scholarships that I'm supposed to enjoy, I'm not getting them. This is a clear indication that we should be able to impart or do certain things to help our members when it comes to welfare. And this is what we have on board. We have the Tein Boame. The Tein Boame is a simple initiative that we are coming up with. We just have to make sure that there is a good communication between the Tein executives, the Tein National Secretariat, and also the party hierarchy or the regional and national executives. So what we have on board is that we will be able to coordinate and write proposals to these people. That we shouldn't have a Tein member who will come to school and because of the political parties affiliated to will be denied from getting a particular scholarship, and this same person will go and write message, and because he or she has not paid for his fees, the person will be sacked from the classroom. This is a clear indication that we, the members that are committed to this particular association, are not getting anything better from the association. So a lot of people have even decided not to join any political party because they will be denied of some basic needs that they are supposed to get. So these are things that will promote and also project the party, in the sense that if I'm able to enroll a welfare policy or giving out a policy or an initiative that is going to impact the lives of people, that is going to help our members get some money to pay their school fees, get some money to, let me say, cater for themselves in a very few a short time, it is a clear indication that these people will go back into their rooms, will go back into their hostels and classrooms and tell their people that this is what I've been able to benefit from Tein, and this is what I'm getting from the association. So this alone can also project the party at a larger space and at a good space for people to join the association. So I think it's about time we need to communicate very well to our party executives and the national executive, and we're pleading on them. I know a lot of people are listening to us, and these are some of the things that we are suffering as a Tein association. I was an association on campus that we have a lot of members, and some of the members are really suffering when it comes to finances. And our plan is to make sure that we have a very we commit ourselves to the association. We reach out to our members, we reach out to the executives as well. We bring out a policy like the Tein Boame. The Tein Boame will be a policy that will be able to have, let me say, a vetting or something to see the number of people like we do in our various departments and areas, so that we'll be able to know the number of people who are suffering from this. They will bring their references. We know the amount of school fees that they are owing. We will send it to the party office. We will speak to some of the secretariat, the national secretariat officers, and we'll talk to them, and we'll be able to know that this is what Tein KNUST members and these particular members are very needy but brilliant students, and we should be able to come down to help them. This is what we are planning to do. We've done it before and we can do it. So when given the mandate, we will do it.
We have a caller. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Martin.
Martin, you have a question for one of...
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay, what's your question?
He was talking about he being denied the scholarship, and in fact, I'm kind of confused here, so I want him to explain that, because I don't think this really works. How can he be denied a scholarship just because of what he is saying? So if you can elaborate on that very well for me, I'll be happy.
Okay, Martin. We'll put your...
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Theophilus,
so
Martin says that you said you were denied a scholarship because you were an NDC member or because you were speaking on behalf of the party. So if you can elaborate on that.
So way back in 2018 when I came to KNUST, I was not affiliated to Tein, though I was an NDC member, and I was not that involved in politics. So I had a scholarship, the Ghana Secretariat Scholarship in 2018-2019 academic year. Last semester I was a communicator in my constituency, and we formed a particular group called the Rescue Mission. We're all over the constituency, talking about the party, preaching about the party, and telling people to vote for the party. We went to a vetting or an interview. We passed through the process, and this time around we didn't get the scholarship. And I'm not trying to say it is because I'm affiliated to the political party, but if you are being very well and factual, it is because I know Master Peter and everyone is aware. It is because somehow we were talking about the party. That is why we were denied from getting those scholarships.
But you said that you applied to I think the scholarship secretariat is a national.
It's a national
something.
Yeah.
So it's being run from Accra.
So what I'm trying to say is that it is because some of the members are committed to Tein and they are NDC members, they will be denied from all these benefits from the national because our party is in opposition. And that's a clear indication. Everyone will understand to that. And that is a fact that some of our members will be denied from those scholarships because they are affiliated to the party.
Don't you think that it's because they are not qualified for it?
I'm not sure because I know that of these MPP government and I know what they can do.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, hello, good evening. This is Tom Martin, and I posed the question to you.
Yes,
he was like, yeah, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, he was like, he was being denied a scholarship. I agree with that fact, but the scholarship is something national. And once you deserve it, you deserve it. So why is he saying because his party is in opposition, he's being denied the scholarship, which to me, it's kind of confusing to me. Because once you deserve the scholarship, you should be given the scholarship.
Theo believes that he was denied because he is NDC. That is what he said. He said he believes that. I don't think he has anything to prove that he was really denied because he is an NDC, but that's his belief.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you for calling, Martin. Eben, so in 3 minutes, what is your plan for Tein when we come to welfare? Eben, before you come in, we have a caller on the line. Hello, your name and where you are calling from?
Hello, I'm Millicent.
Millicent.
From Asia.
Okay, Millicent.
Yes, so I have a question for you.
She is listening.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you said you have a question for Theo, and I'm saying Theo is listening. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, please. You can ask your question.
Okay, yes. So my question is, he talked about he being denied a scholarship and then some other things that he needs as an NDC member or as a team member.
Yes.
And we know that, or I can say for a fact that probably the NDC will not be in power for like the rest of the years or something. So as a level 100 student who is contemplating on whether to join Tein or not, why or what are some of the things you need to convince me to join? Looking at all these disadvantages in joining Tein.
Okay. I think we got your question.
Yes, I want you to give me reasons why I
Your name again?
I'm Millicent.
Okay, Millicent. Millicent. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you are calling from?
I'm Pedro. I'm calling from Unique Hostel.
You are what? Your name, please.
Pedro.
Pedro. Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling from Unique Hostel.
Okay.
I'm actually a victim of what you were saying about the scholarship and me being denying the scholarship. Last 2018, I was also back. 2020 we joined Tein and they saw us.
Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you are calling from?
Please, I'm Samuel. I'm calling from SRC Hostel.
You are Samuel?
Yes, please, and I'm calling from SRC.
Okay, what's your question?
Please, my question is that Ebenezer Shaito is vice president. There was nothing we did for Tein members with respect to welfare.
Okay.
So you seated already talking about home.
Well, Ebenezer hasn't spoken about welfare yet, so if you can wait for
I'm
him
trying
to.
to say that he made mention of such initiatives under the capacity building.
Okay.
Which we didn't have adequate knowledge about it. It's supposed to be captured under welfare. That is why I'm starting from my end in that manner.
Okay.
But I want to know what he was able to do as Tein president with respect to the welfare package or the welfare package for Tein or what Tein members will.
That was what he's coming to do now. That's what he's coming to do now. So if you can.
Okay, so we are and also some few reasons for the case to ask.
Somewhat?
He came to us give us money to vote for him on election day.
He has given you money to vote for him. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
He met us as a group at Queensall. We are four groups. You can come to Focus FM now. He met us as a group, 4 groups.
He met 4 of you at Queens.
Yes, please.
And he gave you money to vote for him.
Yes, he told us that this is just a token for us to come out and vote for him. Then he treated it as part of his welfare packages that
we cannot verify those claims. We cannot verify those
yes,
claims.
Yes, I'm saying that we can come to Focus FM if you want us to.
Well, we are operating on a limited time. We don't think that he's saying that they can come to Focus FM and prove that you give them money. Samuel. Hello. Okay, so Ebenezer, Tio, someone was asking that despite all this disadvantage, for example, you said that. Well, caller is on the line. Hello. Your name and where you are calling from?
This is Pedro. I had a problem.
Okay, Pedro.
I was saying that I'm also a victim of me being denied scholarship.
You're also a victim of the scholarship denial because you're NDC.
It was just more situation to pay me school.
Okay.
I really like him. He's a good person, and I really like how the person himself.
Okay. Pedro, we've heard. Theophilus. Someone said, despite all the disadvantages, for example, you said that you lost the scholarship because of your affiliation to the NDC. Why should she join the party when she knows that now the MPP is in power and she's going to be denied certain things? Why should she join? Let me just pick this call and then you respond to that. Hello. Your name and where you are calling from?
Hello.
Yeah, your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Peter. I'm calling from Brunei.
Your name is what?
Peter.
Calling
from Brunei.
Okay, Peter, we are listening.
Yes, please. I want to find out whether if you are applying for a scholarship, you prove that you are an NDC member.
No, you don't. You don't show that you are NDC or MPP.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and I'm saying that you don't have to show that you are MPP or NDC when you are applying for a scholarship.
And why is that guy saying that he was not because he was an NDC member?
I will ask him for you, but that is what he believes. So I'll ask him and he will respond to that.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, Peter. Thanks for calling, Peter.
You're welcome.
So Theophilus, on the
why the person should run?
Yes, right. Knowing that he or she stands at a disadvantage.
All right. Thank you very much. I want to clear this before. With respect to that of the scholarship, it is because I'm a communicator in the constituency, and I know in politics, communicators I even know more than some of the party executives. So I believe it is because of that. That is why I was denied the scholarship. That is fast forward to what they said, the response to that. And why the person should join NDC. What I know is that if NDC is in opposition, or even if NDC is in power, and you sacrifice for the party, at the end of the day, you are going to get a benefit. A typical example is someone like Ablakwa, who right after his national service was appointed as a deputy education minister. A typical example is like someone like Felix Ofusukwachi, who right after his national service was appointed as a deputy information minister. Example is someone like Sabi Jamfi, who was in KNUST when the party was in opposition, and right after school, as young as he is a communications officer for the party. A typical example is someone like Otukono, who, as young as he is a general secretary, deputy general secretary for the party. So these are clear indications that the NDC party believes in the people and the sacrifices that they are going to do, irrespective or regardless of where you are coming from. It is not that of the other parties.
So you are saying that even if they suffer, at the end of the day,
you are going to benefit.
Okay, so let's move to Eben. Eben, you have 3 minutes to tell us about your plan on welfare for members of Tein KNUST and after which you respond to Tio's assertions or submissions.
I think my brother should get it right. Black wasn't appointed as Deputy Education Minister right after National Service, so you should just check his note again. Okay, to welfare, I think my welfare policy is already out on most of our pages. Being the former vice president for Tein, I came across a lot of comrades some of them who are not necessarily needy, but they are facing financial difficulties. That's the reason why I propose that when giving the nod, I'm going to set up a fund with a seed capital of 3,000 cedis. That fund will be chaired by the vice president, because conventional wise he is supposed to be the welfare chairman, with a rep from the WUCOM as well as one member from the General Assembly, for them to vet any person who comes that he or she is in financial distress, so that they can be able to identify those who really need the money. That's what I propose, because I know a lot of people who are suffering. You can ask the likes of Sir Levy, because he was part of the financial committee. Sometimes people, we do get messages, because Tein doesn't have money, we use our own pocket money to give them. I've mentioned him. That's the reason why we were able to come up with I think 700 cedis to give those who were needy. I don't want to use the word needy, those who were facing financial challenges, which Tein used its coffers, money from its coffers to give them. I just show you the picture right there. And then as I said, I was able to get money from Honorable Joseph Yami to give one of our students. His name is Alasan. I can even give you his contact. I was able to talk to one of the churches on campus. I'll not mention the church, for them to give for them to pay the school fees of one of our members, because we are trying to use the the vice president, that is Maurice Fa, so that they can get the school welfare package. But then we are having some challenges. I was directed by my president to do so, but we are having some difficulty, because I was trying to call Morrison, he wasn't picking up. So I have to use the church avenue, which I had. That is what I was able to do. And then, so with this package, someone will ask, how am I going to find this package? 3,000 cedis is very simple. We can just calculate 10 cedis by 300 people. I'm going to use the dues that we pay on campus.
You have less than 1 minute.
The dues that we pay on campus, and then the profit that we get from issuing the membership card for them. If you are able to register even just 300 people, we can just get this 3,000 cedis, and then we are going to also write proposals to the party hierarchy. I mean, that those who are here in Ashanti region, and then those who are at the national. We know some of them already. I've been talking to them already. Thanks.
So, do you have any response for Theophilus Bechi on his plan on welfare?
I think if he is able to do the Tein right, it's perfect. We all seek the betterment of our members, so I don't have issue with that.
Okay. All right. Theophilus, you have 1 minute to respond
Peter,
to.
This is not a platform to be talking about meeting the SRC vice president, and he was not responding to your calls. And okay, but let's move on. I think this is a discussion for another time. Calling the SRC vice president and he's not responding to your calls because of a welfare package, it should be a matter that we need to discuss some other time. But then I'm very sure Master or Comrade Ebenezer Shiaite Tete is aware that in the Constitution of Tein, Article 7, which talks about the duties of officers, and the section B talks about the duties of a vice president. Tein have over 800 people registering or being part of the database this time around. As a vice president, who clearly knew that we have had something from the dues that we paid, the registration that we did. In his own capacity as a vice president who was supposed to be the chair of the welfare committee, what did he do to impact the lives of our members? Even when some of our members were even sacked from examination halls from not paying their school fees, what did he do as a vice president in his own capacity? I think the NDC believes in the principle of transparency, probity, and accountability. We need to be very accountable to the people. If you have done nothing as a vice president with respect to welfare, just tell our members that because I was incompetent, I couldn't do that.
Your time is up.
So this is what I will do in my next administration. This is what we need to communicate.
Your microphone is off. Your microphone is off. But Theophilus, I believe that the time that students were sacked. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Let's pick him. And hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you are calling from?
Yeah, this is Baptist Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter, I want to clarify the two aspirants.
Okay.
In the first place, my clarification goes to Ebenezer Saiti.
Okay.
I would not like him to be putting names across because this is on social media and then people's integrity must be protected in the first place. So even if you have actually heard them, they know by themselves that what you are saying, if it's true, they know. If it's not true, they know. So putting their names across, I think I have problem with that. And with Theophilus, let me also put this record straightforward that he is actually making a wonderful submission, but when you refer something to a constitution, legally it will not sound right because Tein has no constitution. So when you refer to a constitution, legally it doesn't sound right. Tein has rules and regulations that spells out functions of offices. So his referral to Tein constitution, I want to redirect him that he should rather say the rules and regulations that is governing Tein University, because Tein currently has not or does not have a constitution. So these are the two clarifications I want to make on these two aspects. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Babs. I think going forward we should stop talking about constitution because it appears we are washing our dirty linen in public. And I also wanted to mention that at the time that students were sacked for not paying fees, Ebenezer Tete wasn't the vice president of Tein University. And it's important that we put that across. We'll move on to the third. You have 1 minute to respond to his claims.
Mr. Peter, thanks for correcting him. Because he was part and parcel of the administration. He knows.
Eben, we have a caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you are calling from, please.
I'm Simon. I'm calling from IDSA.
Simon, you are
yes,
on.
My concern is they keep saying Tein has no constitution. Tein has no constitution. Why is Tein not having constitution? Doesn't mean there's no any guidelines for their activities. Anybody can be in it.
There are guidelines, but it is not a constitution that has been gazetted and accepted.
Uh-huh.
But they are.
Is there any reason for us? Because this is now what I'm learning. Is there any reason?
Well, I think that one national Tein will have to answer to that.
Tein has no reason, no constitution. It's from even basic things. There are constitutions. There are rules and regulations. That means there are no constitution. That's why some people rule after. I mean, in some places like this, I was told some Tein executives they completed school 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and they're still executives. It's a problem. Somewhere in the non-region, some executives completed school 1 year, 2 years ago, and they're still 10 executives.
Simon,
that means because there are no constitution, that's why they are still executives.
Simon, we are hoping that when Ebenezer or Theophilus wins the presidency, they are going to advocate and push for a constitution for Tein. That is why this exercise is important. Thank you for calling, Simon. Eben, you are back. 1 minute.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity, Mr. Socrates. Thanks for correcting my brother. When they started writing the museum, I wasn't an executive of Tein. We should put that on record. And with what I did, I've made mention earlier that I'll be the last person to even give someone money and then take a picture and put it on social media. I think I've shown you the picture. Mr. Socrates, you saw the picture. Did you see Master Simon in the picture?
But I saw Simon. It to him, so you have shown it to someone.
But it's not on social media. It's not on social media. For you to know that what I'm saying, I'm not lying.
The fact that you are saying it means you've actually.
Theophilus, if you have consent,
someone
right Theophilus, your microphones are off. I'm coming. Theophilus, if you have any concerns, write it down. Because when you are talking, Eben doesn't interrupt. So it doesn't look good on your part if you are
people giving money to people taking pictures. That means our president has been making mistakes. That is John Dramani Mahama. going out, giving donations, and taking pictures.
I think that's his personal belief. He doesn't believe in giving something to people and then
But
making
shouldn't be
news out
stressed
of
on the
it.
fact, sitting on a radio station, mention someone's name that you've given the person's money, and that is a clear indication. It's just similar to what we have been doing, taking pictures when we donate something. Because what we are doing is online. People are watching it, right?
Theophilus, let him finish. Let's let him finish his submission. Theophilus, let him finish his submission. Then we have a caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Basit.
Okay, Basit.
I would just want to make this snappy clarification.
Yes, please.
Please, I think Mr. Theophilus, you both of you are my friends. Please, let's have a very wonderful discussion. You understand? The interaction we normally find it difficult to get what the other person is saying. And with regards to the monies given out, those claims that came, respectfully, donations are something people cannot do away with. If respectfully someone has given you money, there's no call for, let me put it in a vote buying. And even that's what we term as vote buying. We can't do away with vote buying. You understand? Even at the national, those of us who have been in the political space for a long period of time, we understand some of this. So that's not this claims be something that we need to rally on and on. Please, let's move on with the discussion, please. We don't have time.
Okay, your point has been made. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Socrates, let me also put it on record that the caller who said that I met he and his friends I think he said 4 people, right? He said 4 people that I said I give them money to vote for me. I'm giving money to vote. It's the person said when voting is on Wednesday and I'm giving you money now. Doesn't make sense. That, like, you're a rational human being. Doesn't make sense. I'll give you money now for you to vote for me. For you to vote for me on Wednesday. Whether I don't even know whether you are part of the list. Those who are going to vote or not. That doesn't make sense. And then let me also say this.
Did you meet anybody, any group of people at Queens? A person claimed that you met them at Queens.
I don't see. You can attest to the fact that almost every student politician here, we meet a lot of people every day. Me, I can even show you my phone transaction. If you test me or maybe you need something, I know you, I will give it to you. Those who knows me knows me. I will not say I'm a generous person, but then I try to at least help those I know that they are needy. That one we do it every day. I'm very sure that he also do it so that maybe because you are. Okay, let me not use any word. Me, I'm a very generous person. If you ask me something, I have it. I'll give it to you because I'm a hustler myself. There have been a days that I live on an empty stomach. So if you tell me that you need money and then I give it to you, doesn't mean that I'm giving money for you to vote for me. Doesn't make sense. And also let me say this. My brother was saying something about we have Tein having about 800 and something members. The dues, but as in when we started comparing this 875 something members. It's just this semester, last semester and this semester that we started registering people. You are part and parcel of Tein. You know the numbers that we have on this campus. We don't have a clear data as we speak now. That 800 and something, 800 the number that he mentioned is not. They are still updating it. So where is he getting that numbers from? That's the people that we have.
I think he got it from the register that was submitted to you. I understand you guys were given a register for those who are going to vote on Wednesday.
Sure.
So I'm sure that he got that number from that register.
Okay. And I said even that number, we are still updating it.
Okay. So meaning it's not a closed document.
Sure.
So
I think I need to make this very clear to us.
30 seconds.
We are seeking the mandates of Tein members or comrades to lead the association. And speaking on a radio station, someone has alleged case against you.
10 seconds.
You are trying to speak to that person. I think I need to advise my opponent that this is not something we do when you go to radio station. When you're addressing
your point is well made. Your point is well made. Your microphone is off. We are moving to when I give you time to talk on the next subject matter, you can raise that. We are moving to integration. So I'm going to ask what your plans are. Tein is not a group in isolation. We are subject to the national party, NDC national Tein, and then the youth wing, and then the party as a whole. So what are your plans to integrate students from here into their constituencies, into the party in their constituencies on the regional level and on the national level? Ebenezer, 3 minutes.
Sure. That's Mr. Socrates. But then let me respond to what my brother said. You see, he cannot pitch me against any of 10 members, because what I said, I mean it. You can't just call a radio station and then allege that I gave you money for you to vote for me. I think the person said if he is allowed, he can come here and then confirm. I want to state on authority that I want the person to come and say that I, Ebenezer Shandete, gave him money for him to come and vote for me. That's the last thing I will do. Thank you. With respect to integrating our members, 10 members to their respective constituency, is something that I've started doing already. As we speak now, I know a lot of guys that I even try and get the contact of either their youth organizer, the constituency, or the chairman or secretary, so that when they go home, they can be able to integrate in the the constituency executive. Mind you, if you're a 10 member, if you hold a 10 membership card, when it goes to your constituency, you are recognized as a strong member. You don't need any clarification, or don't need to prove yourself beyond anything. So what I've been doing is that I talk to my people. We are here for just 4 years, which the 4 years you can go anytime. The best thing for you to do is that you should be able to know your branch. First is either you contest for a position at your branch. You being, let me use this word, literate. I'm not saying those over there are not literate. You being literate and then you being a youth, you can able to go on a political evangelism, so that you draw more members within your branch or your ward, so that you'll be able to sell the ideology of the party, tell them what NDC stands for, so that we can be able to achieve the numbers that we want for us to win the 2024 election. Thanks.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, hello, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Kumasi here. I've been listening to the debate, and I want to ask Ebenezer one question. Please, can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I want to ask him that he mentioned that he has been calling the SRC vice president and his calls are being missed and stuff. So I want to ask him that if your calls are being missed by, let's say, the most important people, or the people who hold the most positions, the highest position on campus, how can he solicit for funds for the welfare of the 10 members? As in, how can he solicit and deal with people, give deals to students, 10 members, so that their welfare could be met?
Okay.
I want to ask him that question. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling. Ebenezer, he said if your calls are being rejected by people who matter in KNUST, like you mentioned the vice president, that you were unable to reach him, how are you then going to be able to put things together and get support of people who matter in your administration?
Thanks. I made mention that when my call wasn't going through, I even spoke with my president. Since my call wasn't going through, that's the reason why I was able to talk to Honorable Yami to get the fund for the person that he was going through that financial difficulties at that point. And what I seek to do with the SRC vice president was to talk to you, so that we can be able to know as to how to get the scholarship on campus. That's what I wanted to do for that particular person. But then since I couldn't get access to him, I was able to talk to Honorable Joseph Yami to get financial support for the person who was involved at that particular time. Thanks. So,
the microphone is off. Theophilus, your plan on
a leader who is seeking the mandate of people, you don't respond to allegations with insults. That is one thing we need to know. And I think we need to respect the office of the vice president of the SRC. This is not the time to be talking about the fact that you called the vice president and he was not responding to your calls. So I'm looking at how we'll be able to talk, looking at the integration aspects of the discussion. One thing that we know is that Tein is a political association on campus. In as much as we want to rebrand it with different skills or whatever, it is still politically centered. So what we need to do is that we should be able to have a correct database so that we will be able to generate, or let me say, connect our members back to the constituency. Fast forward to when I was a communications officer, this is what I did. I formed a communication team, which was in the history of Tein West. We didn't have a communication team. And this is what I did during the vacation time. I asked my members who wanted to, or those who want to join their various communication teams in their constituencies. We gave them letters, a recommendation letter to be given to the communications officers in the various constituencies, so that they will be able to join their various communication teams in the constituency. And this is what we call Constituency Connect. That is what we say, the integration. So looking at what we are going to do is that we'll be able to develop an app. We have two ways to do this in digitization and decentralization. We'll be able to develop an app or website, and this is what the website or app will do. We will have a Tein local secretariat, and it will be an office that will be headed by the general secretary. And with the website, we will send the website out to all our members and those who want to join Tein, especially the freshers who will come next year. These people click on the link, they will register, all their details will go back to the secretariat or the local secretary, that is the general secretary. We'll be able to generate a database that will have the name of our members, their courses, their room numbers, and their constituencies that they are coming from. And we'll be able to develop departments that you want to join in the politics. We have the publicity aspect, we have the research aspect, we have the communication aspect, we even have, let me say, the grassroots members who goes to ground to campaign to people. And these are categories that we are going to group members under. So let me say, I'm from Ibena and Aswekwa constituency, or you are from Asukwa constituency, you want to join the communication team. With that website and with that local secretariat, you'll be able to identify that Master Tiflos Betch is coming from Asukwa constituency. So we'll be able to trace this person after school, even whilst in school, that Tiflos Betch, when you were part of the communication team in Tein West, when you went back to Asukwa, what have you been able to do in Asukwa? We should be able to train our members so that when they get back to their constituency, they'll be able to impart the lives of their members or even the NDC members, and they'll be able to propagate the message of the party there. Because it is about high time we, the students, know into politics, because we read more and we understand more. This is what we talk about integration, and this is what we call about the Constituency Connect. It is not about calling people and
your time is up on this one, so you have 1 minute to respond if you have any response to his plan on integration, and then we'll move to him for a final response on integration. Then we are done. But we have a caller. Hello, your name and where you are calling from?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good evening, Peter.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Bassett.
Okay, Bassett.
Yeah, Peter, my question goes to the two aspirants.
Okay.
I know Theophilus to be a very respected politician from his constituency, and I know another two to be a respected politician from his constituency.
Okay.
This topic that has to do with the integration is the center head of things, because you will not be on campus forever. You have to go to your constituency to work for the bigger party NDC. We know of the Assamwest report. We know of the Presidential report. Today, the party is about to do a reorganization again. As a president in waiting, looking at the Assamwest report and looking at the Presidential report, how will you be able to integrate any members when they go to their various respective constituencies? They will be able to work as team members, or they will be able to work let the party into power come 2024 based on the Assamwest report and Presidential report and what the party intends doing on restructuring for the 2024 election.
Okay, Babs, I think your point is well made. Thanks for calling. Chofla, so you answer his question as well.
What was his question?
He was also talking about integration. So
with the integration, this is what I
and
said.
then you respond to him in 1 minute.
With the integration, this is what I said. We will have a Tein website, and we will also create a Tein local secretariat, which will be headed by the general secretary. And this is what we will do. The website we will send it out to members or comrades or members who would like to join the association. You just click on the site, you register with your particulars like your full name, the course that you are reading, your hostel or your hall, the constituency that you are coming from, and the department that you want to join in politics. So these details will go to the local secretariat. With the help of the general secretary, we'll be able to generate a database of members with their names, their room numbers, their hostels or hall, the constituencies that they are coming from, and the departments that they want to join. So vacation, we'll be able to trace these members. We'll call their various constituency or their regional executive to ask them, Master Tiflos Beche was part of the communications team in Tinker University. So what is he doing now in the constituency? We will give him recommendation letter if they want it, so that he will be able to join the various regional or constituency communication. This is what we say, integration or constituency connect.
Eben.
Yeah.
So on integration, your response to, I think you have already made your plan known on integration. So just respond to Theophilos' claims on.
I don't really have any response to what he said, because that's his route that he's going to use. He's going to bring a Tein app, Tein secretariat. Perfect. I don't think we can do that, but then we should know that we have just 8 months on this campus. How is it achievable? Fine. That is to him. I don't know the details of that, so I'll not criticize it more. But then as to how I'll go my way, I've already started. It's something that I've been doing already, so it's not something that is difficult. I almost talk to my people. When you get to your place, go to your constituency office, go to your branch, go for position. As we speak now, I know a lot of people that have even given them the timetable for our reorganization. I know January are having a branch election, February is the constituency election. So it's something that I've been doing already, so I need not talk plenty.
Okay. Master Peter, please, I want to respond to this. Please, I'm sorry, I want to respond to this. 30 seconds. Because Master Peter, we are talking about what are your policies or your plans.
He has outlined
he
outlined his
plan to implement. It is not about you talking to regular people that they should go and join their various constituency, they should run for branch. It is not about joining and vying for positions in the various branch. You see, these are the problems that we always make. That I'm a young guy, you went to your constituency, because you are from Tein University, you want to become the communications director, you want to become the branch general secretary. It's about time we need to serve before we'll be able to even aspire for positions.
Your time is up. Your time is up. Microphone is off. Ebenezer, do you have any response to that? Or we are going on a back and forth. We have a caller. We have a caller. Hello. Yeah, please. Your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, hello, Peter. My name is Samuel.
Okay, Samuel.
Yeah, so I have a few questions. Some are suggestions. Well, first of all, let me commend Master Theophilos Beche. I think he's a very communicator, and then he has made sure that his points are well made, and that is a good thing. Also, he said something that about the constituency connect, that is going to create a website or something like a link so that students input their data so that there can be something like a data coalition so that they can connect students to the various constituencies. But I think he can do that without the creation of the website. I think it's just it's just a waste of the money, or shall I say that is in my opinion, because you can go to them, take their data, and then be able to connect them to their constituency. Not necessarily like creating a website.
Okay, your point is well.
I think of advice from me to Peter, the moderator. That sometimes all the questions are directed to any of the aspirants. You chip in and try to answer the questions. I want to actually hear them answer the questions so that we know how competent they are answering our questions. Thank you very much.
Welcome. They said that you were on, right?
Okay. I said what? With respect to the integration, it's something that I've been doing already. I don't need to go for app, which I don't know the cost now. Because I don't know the cost. I don't know what is involved. How will it be? Like, how are we going to do it? As I said, I've been doing it already. I always talk to the people. Get to your place. Make sure that you're involved in party politics. That is what I've been doing. I've been 2 times branch organizer. I've worked at the ward 2 terms. So it's something that I've been doing. The experience is there. I talked to the people already. So this is the time for me to come and create an app for Tein now, for people to be connected to where they are coming from. This is not what the route I'm going to use.
So your point is well made. So the caller said that would be a waste of money. You creating an app or a website will be a waste of money. And then Eben also touched on that. So we just respond to that in 1 minute.
It's not an app, it's a website, and developing a website is not a problem. This is digitization. And we know we are in a digitized world. This is something that is simple. Just to make things easy for us. Members who would like to join the association. It's not because you joined us, you just click on the link.
They are talking about cost.
The cost involved. creating a website doesn't take much to create a website. And Peter, we should make it very clear that this is a social contract that we are having with our members, that this is what we will be able to do when we are voted. But telling us that you've been doing it is not a social contract. We need to base on specific something. So Tivlos Bechi is saying that you'll be able to develop an app or a website for Tein, so that you'll be able to connect or use that to collect a database. He has said that you'll be able to create a local secretariat, so that this database will go to the local secretariat, which will be headed by the general secretary. And the general secretary will be able to work with this, will be able to generate where and departments that our various committees want to join. This is what we are expecting, because this is a social contract that we are signing with our people. We don't sit here and say that you have been doing it, so I will do it. What did you do and when did you do that?
Your time is up. So we are almost out of time. We are running out of time. So I'm going to put the last thematic area and the fourth and the last one together. They are Agenda 2024 and then restructuring Tein. So let's put it together. Restructuring Tein for Agenda 2024. We all know that the biggest task ahead of us is 2024 elections, winning 2024 elections, and that's the aim, whether you are on whose side or not. At the end of the day, when all this is over, what we want to see is an NDC president in 2024. What are your plans in putting Tein together? You know now Tein is not in a good shape. In fact, this administration has tried. How are you going to build on that? And how are you going to make this association so strong that it will be a force to reckon with, both on campus and then outside campus in election 2024? I think I'll go to Tio to start. 3 minutes.
Young political discussions and gatherings, but then there is no doubt that Tein West is a politically centered association, in that we are supposed to be very much focused on our political discussions and issues with respect to politics. So we have two things that we will do, and the first one has been explained, that is with respect to digitization, where we'll be able to correlate our members with a very good database, so that we connect our members to the various constituencies, region, to also work there. So what we will do is that we will have every department. Yesterday when Comrade Samij Enfi was here, he was talking about several departments that you can join in politics. So we want, if it is Tein University, we have 800 comrades, or we have 1,000 people who are coming from Tein University. They should be able to get to work in their various constituencies, so that we can win power in 2024. With the digitizations, we'll be able to get the number of people that we have who are joining the communication team. These people will be placed on various information centers, radio stations, television stations, to propagate about the party. With the research team, we'll be able to develop some number of people who will go back to their various constituency, help in researching. We'll be able to have an IT team that will go back to the constituency, join the IT team there. These are things that we should be able to do. If we are not directly involved in what is going on in the constituency, I'm not sure we'll be able to win power in 2024, and this is what we want. And the issue of decentralization, we should be able to decentralize issues, that is with respect to Tein. So we should be able to have sessions. The sessions, we should be able to have various reps that we used to have in the various colleges and in the various halls. We should be able to have reps even for the ideal students. We should be able to have reps in Obuasi campus. This decentralization will help us when we pick a message or a news. These members in the various halls, various departments, various colleges will be able to take this message to them, so that our messages or the messages that we are preaching will get to a lot of people, even on campus. So we are going to use the digitization, the decentralization, constituency connect, and a politically forum for Tein members. So what we will have is that we should be able to have a particular platform where research team will be on that platform alone. So Tein research team, we will divide ourselves in various groups. Maybe we have 10 people coming from Western North, we have 5 people coming from Ashanti region. So what we will do is that these 5 people are conducting a research for Tein members, or there are Tein members who are conducting a research in 2024 elections. So with this mobilization, getting the members on ground to connect them back to their regions and constituency, their branches, their ward, we'll be able to get a very good people who can preach and propagate about the party in their various homes, so that we can win power in 2024. These are our plans for 2024 and how we are going to mobilize the youth and even Tein members to win elections.
Eben.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Mr. Socrates, as you are aware already, you know my policy as to how to mobilize Tein members is already on our platforms. What do do I seek to achieve by that? As I said, Tein have been concentrating on organizing general meeting that we just meet per the constitution that we are using. That we said is we have problem with that. Per the constitution, we have to meet just three times in every semester. To me, I don't think it is enough for political mobilization. That's why I've proposed that when given the nod, I'm going to set up 5 cell or 5 branch. That is, I'm going to have Kote branch, IDRC branch, Bomso branch, Gaza, and then campus branch
of Tein.
Because I know, as we speak, I know that we have the college rep, faculty rep. The only thing they do is that they just meet on WhatsApp. They don't even meet. It's a group on WhatsApp that they just share whatever they show over there. Because people just come on the academic area just for academic purpose. They don't meet. But this one, we have the Kote cell. So imagine Kote cell, they will be tasked to have meetings 2 times in every month. They are going to meet. That is their cell. The Bomso cell too will be tasked to have meetings twice in every month for political mobilization. That's what we want to do. That is different from what we'll be having as the general meeting that will invite dignitaries. And then this cells, we are going to assign a 10 lecturer on campus for them to be their patron for guidance. This will not cost a much. We will just rent chairs, let me say less than 50 CDs for one meeting. That is what a Presidential administration seeks to do for effective mobilization. Because as I got on this campus, I didn't know of Tein till the latter part of the first semester. Even with that, I was able to mobilize more than 10 people to join Tein Kifit. Once I didn't know any Tein executive on campus. That is what I was able to do. Going forward, after creating this branch, we know that most of the time, the first years, they use 2 weeks or 3 weeks to settle down whenever they got admission to this school. So what I seek to do is that I'm going to set up an outreach team with the purpose of going on political mobilization. They are going to set the modalities right for us. How are you going to do that? We will first print banners, 5 banners. We will put them at the vantage point on all campuses. From that, the 3rd week, we will go on all the traditional halls just to greet our members, meet them, talk to them. That this is Tein. We are the executive. We are coming here to meet them. These are the days they have their meetings. We will go there with their cell leader for them to know them. They will be having the meeting, and then with that, we will have the freshers. We welcome the freshers, and then the continuous students as well. This is how I want to go about political mobilization. As I said, we'll go on a political evangelism. We are just going to preach everything about the NDC. I mean, Tein on campus. Thank you.
With the you said you are going to create some groups that are going to be in idea, say, could
that is sir.
And then you said that
with the political leadership of just 3.
Yeah, you said that
a minute. They are going to have either president or chairman for the ward, secretary, and then who come.
Good. So you said that currently we have reps at the halls and then the colleges, and all they do, they have reduced those units into WhatsApp group platforms where they just chat. So how sure are you that your the groups that you intend creating will not become the same WhatsApp platforms that before that? We have a caller. Let me. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you are calling from?
Please, I'm starting from Bomso.
Okay.
Please, Ebenezer came for money from us concerning the team membership card, and we want to find out when we are getting it.
Ebenezer came for money from you.
Team membership card, and he's not gotten it as now. I've certainly not gotten it.
Have you filled the Tein forms?
Yes, please.
You did?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Ebenezer has heard and he will respond. What's your name, please?
Come again.
What's your name?
Nuhu
Shaibu.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Should I respond to this? Okay, you see, we have a problem. I mean, Tein right now. We've registered over 400 people. Over 400 people. Some of the cards are in, some are not in. So I don't know whether his card is in. And Mr. Socrates, you know this. We still have some card with the financial secretary. We've been putting on the platform that they should come for their card. So I don't know what the person seeks to do now. So I think you should contact the financial secretary whether the card is in or not. because there are some people that their card are not in, so we can still rectify that. I think you're asking something about the cell.
Yes. I was asking, how sure are you that yours too will not become like the normal college rep and a hall rep thing?
That is where leadership comes in. With the leadership, we'll make sure that we'll visit these cells when they are having their political, they're having their branch meeting or cell meeting. We'll be visiting them frequently to know how they are faring, what their challenges, what they want to. We'll make sure that they are part and parcel of whatever we will do as executive of Tein. Thanks.
So, Theophilus, you have 1 minute to respond, and then this session is over.
All right, thank you very much. But the issue of creating cells is a very good call, and I would say my opponent has done very well. But as to whether these reps are going to work, that is the issue, because one problem that we've identified in Tein is that the reps are mostly not identified or recognized as executives. They are just choosing people that you are just a rep. So that is when my decentralization of issues comes in. We should be able to decentralize news to these people. We have various 6 reps in the halls, various 6 reps in the colleges. We have an ideal rep. We also have a rep in Obuasi campus, so that we'll be able to decentralize issues that are with respect to, with respect to even academics. We'll have a policy like Academic Hub. So we want to implement such a policy. We have to decentralize these policies to our various college reps. When it's a meeting, we have to decentralize this message to our various hall reps. So this is what we talk about decentralization, and also helping and mobilizing people to win an elections in 2024 is the Constituency Connect, and with the app and local secretariat, where we'll be able to connect our members back to the constituency to join the various departments in politics. This is what we seek to do to also help win elections in 2024.
Okay, your time is up. So the microphones are off. So I'm coming. So I'm going to give each of you 1 minute to summarize everything and canvass for votes. Ask the electorates and members of Tein why they should vote for you on Wednesday.
Yeah, my brother said something. Let me correct him.
You can respond.
The reps that we have at the college and then hall faculty, they are part of the executive, so you should get that right. I mean, my brother who just stood up is part of the executive. He happens to be the rep for the faculty rep.
They are not recognized. How many people are recognized?
You said they are not recognized. That means they are not part of the executive, but the person is part of the executive.
Your 1 minute starts.
As I said, fellow comrades, as you all know, my name is Ebenezer Ashanti Tete, a very active Tein member. From 2018, I've paid my dues as a member of Tein. I've been able to mobilize, and I continue to mobilize people. Someone even said it, someone phoning that I was at his place to register him. That is what I mostly do. If you tell me you need Tein membership card, I'll come to your doorstep and register you. That is the mark of a good leader. As I said, when I'm giving the nod, I'm not going to continue with the status quo whereby Tein will just organize general meetings whereby the views of the General Assembly will not be factored in the decision making. I'm going to do away with that. I'm going to create 5 new cells for politically who will be the leaders of the administration. I'm saying that they are just going to make sure they go on political evangelism within the area that they find themselves, because most of the hostess situate within these cells that I'm going to create. Thanks.
Thank you, Ebenezer.
So, Master
Theophilus, you have 1 minute.
Master Peter, or Comrades Peter, I think policies do not just influence but makes life better, and it's about time we need a man who has a track record of delivering, who has done it before, and who has a firm belief, and the people who has believed that he can do it and do it very well. It is about time we need to change that thing that we used to have political discussions and gathering always. It is about time we need to impact the lives of our members, and this is what we call the new face of Tein West, and this is what we seek to do. Early Monday tomorrow, we will bring our policy, a detail of all our policies and our plans, and that is a social contract between Theophilus Beche and our comrades who are seeking our mandate to vote for us coming Wednesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Theophilus. And as a sign of unity, regardless of whoever wins, the two of you are going to work together. So we would like you to shake each other's hands, and then we'll move.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank We thank all aspirants for coming. We thank our listeners, those who are in their hostels and halls of residence and they listen throughout the show. We thank the AC for giving us this opportunity to make members of Tein hear what their aspirants have for them. And we thank Focus FM for giving us the platform. My name is Adifo Peter Agbesi. Thanks for tuning into the show.
Of the land, oh, where and seek your future. People love men and welcome from big to big. The end is surely Democrat Ghana. Our strength unity from big to big. Democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. Yeah,